All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be building again with Cursor. So this is a follow-up to my really popular series. I didn't realize it was going to take off, but I have a 3-hour code stream with building with Cursor. And today we're going to build an app from scratch to analyze transcripts. Somebody actually hit me up and said, hey, it'd be really helpful. I'm a therapist and I hear about using AI to build things. And I saw this girl coding, using Cursor, and she's able to build an app to talk to Harry Potter. Why can't I just build an app to go talk to my transcripts? There's a problem though. I live in Europe and I can't have this, transcripts going out into the middle of the internet. It has to be done locally. So we have a couple challenges today. And so I thought we would I'll take you through my process of how I break down a little bit of how I organize apps in my head, and then try to get that on paper. I used to work at Apple for 12 years as an engineer. And now I get to be on my own exploring AI stuff. And it's just been really fun to make apps, and especially using Cursor. So my promise today is to hang out for this very long code stream. I'm going to be covering lots of topics, and I promise to have chapters and timestamps and things available, because actually I have an app to do this now, thanks to Cursor. And you can learn with me. And we're just going to go through various amounts of techniques that I use for like a little bit of like kind of how I plan projects. But we're going to start this one from scratch. We're going to literally go, and I'm going to just teach you a little bit of the basics for the command line and getting started with making the app. So I thought that would be very helpful. You can follow along, for those who want to follow along, at rayfernando.ai. That's rayfernando.ai. And from there, I'll have this code stream. It's called Building an App with Sonnet. And I actually have the Twitter post on here. And there's actually a markdown prompt I have that we're going to use here that will help us for this thing, because the way that this stuff works, sometimes it actually works better with some instructions, and I'll take you a little bit through the process of how I generate things. Another thing that we're going to use is V0 to help us prototype. This is a common prototyping app that I use to make little prototypes and things to help me kind of get some ideas down and just get some rough outlines and start building from there. So that's going to be pretty good. Another thing we're also going to take a look at is this, some UI templates. And these UI templates are usually kind of next level 10x type of stuff, because they actually can speed up the whole design process. So I'll walk you through a little bit of how to look for these and maybe how to add some basic templates to get you going. And the stuff is stuff that you usually see on like these nice landing pages. And so we should actually be able to adopt them and add them into our code. And I'll show you how we do that with Cursor, because these are some of the important building blocks. And then there's another one called Ascertainty UI, which is a really great framework for adding things. So if you're not familiar with code or still new to code, that's okay. Come join in and ask questions. This is our live stream, and this is our community together to build. I know that there's a lot of people who want to go from like ideas to basically app. And I think Cursor is a good way to unlock it. I'm not promising anything that you're going to like be a 10x engineer or something. You probably go from like idea to like be better. And I think the goal of this stream is really to share kind of my style of how I, work with you and do different things to just kind of go through this stuff. So let's just go ahead and get started here. I recently met the creator of Ascertainty UI, great guy. Oh, that's cool. I would love to meet this person. Are they in the Bay Area? I'm currently in the Bay Area, by the way. And if anyone's in the Bay Area, I'd love to meet up with you. It would be so cool to kind of hang out and just code and Cursor and do stuff. So hit me up. I'm going to have my DMs and stuff. My DMs are always open on X. So if you don't follow me, definitely check out Ray Fernando 1337. Oh, look at that. I'm live. Turbo is sorta. So cool. Yes. And you can follow me here. Sorry, I got distracted by watching someone retweet my post, which was great. And then you'll be able to send me a DM, and we'll get to hang out if you're in the Bay Area. So Indonesian based in India. Got it. Dang, that's crazy. That's so cool. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you want to spread this message, I feel like this could be very helpful for people. Go ahead and hit my profile and hit the little retweet. I also have this live on YouTube. So if you're wanting to watch there, you can just go at rayfernando1337 on YouTube. And what's really nice is you can catch my previous streams. So this is actually right now, there's like 6 people watching. And what's great about this, if you have premium, is that the fact that you can actually go and, like watch it back anytime and like watch it in the car or go back and take notes and stuff. And people find it very helpful. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. So today we're going to be building our app from scratch. And one of the apps that I use is called v0.dev. And so V0, I'm going to do v0.dev. I'm going to put this into the chat. And what's nice about the chat thing is I could just pop this up as a little thing saying, hey, this is where I get this thing. I'm going to put this probably down here just for folks to take a look. And so the idea today is to try to see if we can build an app from scratch that will basically allow us to chat with our transcripts. Somebody who's a therapist said, hey, can you build this? Like, this is something that I want to build for myself, and I wanted to be able to do it like locally and stuff. And so I thought, hey, why don't we just do this and kind of start building together? And so in order for us to get the vibes right, we of course have to have the music. So I use AUDIIO audio, I guess, for the music to supply my streams so we can just chill and code together. Cool. Welcome everyone to the stream. I really appreciate it. David Hatley, thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be really fun. It's meant to be casual, us building together, taking through the projects. I hope to share any prompts and anything I have. This is all free because I really deeply believe that this is the future where we're going to be, there's going to be a lot of people who want to get ideas down on paper. And then there's going to be other people who code and get really deep on the coding frameworks and stuff so that we can really bang it out. So let's go ahead and go into here and kind of think about our app a little bit. So right now, if you have a transcript, in order to chat with them, thank you, Mark. This is so cool. We have to create an interface and stuff, but that's what V0 is really great from Vercel is, and basically allow us to do that. So we're gonna say, generate an app that will allow me to chat with my transcripts. And let me just see this. Let's see, quality mode. Okay, all generations are quality mode, and I'll make this public. I don't have any idea, so we're just gonna YOLO this, all right? So let's just go. Oh, okay. So there are two modes. The V0 has a regular mode like this that will generate a UI, and we're kind of going through this. And then we're gonna go through a second mode, which will have an actual chat mode. So the chat mode is basically very similar to like what you would see if you're chatting with Claude. So we'll see what the difference is. But look at this, this is already banging out a pretty fire chat app. This is like, yo, let's go. Hey. I'm gonna remove my head for a second so you can see. Yo, this is wild. So we have option one. Actually, I'm gonna keep my head here, but I'm gonna move it over here because y'all. Okay, this is mad. Okay, this is the age of AI that we're in. So we have meetings, we have interviews, we have lectures down here. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty fire. And we got the tablet mode, we got the mobile mode. Obviously, it's not really working yet, but we can fix that in code. Doesn't matter. Down here at the bottom, this is option A. Option B is this. Ooh, transcripts, sales call, meeting call. Yo. Okay, let's go. This is fire. And then this one over here on the right. Okay, so then you can hit plus to transfer. I like this. Michael, John Doe. Theme? Okay. Oh, I could apply themes on? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go. This is really fun. Windows 98. Yo, okay, this is hot. I'm getting too far. Let's see, which one do I like the best? I think I like the ones that kind of have two panes. It feels to me like it's much cleaner. And so let me go ahead and try in parallel. Like there's a new chat feature. If I go to my name here and I go to chat, I'm gonna see if I can open up a window here, and I'm gonna just say new chat, and I'm gonna bring down the music and then type in the same prompt here. So generate an app that will allow me to chat with my transcripts. Let's just see what it does here. I'm just really curious. So this chat app, I'm gonna make this font a little bit bigger so y'all can see, is very, very similar to chatting with Claude, if you haven't done that yet. And so when you chat with Claude, basically it will allow you to kind of see the code in real time. Ooh. Okay. So this already has the code here. Upload transcript. Oh, dang. Yo, actually the app already works. Sheesh, let's go. Let's ship it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. See, in the previous one, it was actually just a prototype, but here it's actually working, like full on. Hey, let's go. It even gives me the way to connect with the OpenAI endpoint. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm running over my cables and stuff. Okay. This is powerful stuff, my friends. This is okay. There's no wow. All right, live stream's over. We're already done with the app. Let's go. Yo, this is insane. Okay, so you're an assistant. I'm getting so blown away. So ask a question like YOLO, and then did you see how I tried to do the thing? It probably actually is running the code. Let's go to the code here. So this is all the code for this. Dang, this is epic, bro. Okay, I'm already blown away. LOL. Right? I mean, bro, look at this. We got an app already. I mean, in 2 seconds. Y'all see the power of this? This is so crazy cool. I'm enthusiastic. All right, let's get this set up. Remember to set up your OpenAI key, OpenAI transcripts. Let's just get this code going. So I'm gonna ask it. One of my favorite package managers is Bun, and what's cool about Bun, if you haven't used that yet, is that they are trying to rewrite the package manager from scratch, and it installs things extremely quickly, and it saves a lot of space, and it's just epic. So give me the Bun command to get this project started, and yeah. So let's just see. It should be able to pull in all the dependencies and things we need. As a fast. Oh, yeah, I want to use Next.js. I think this is already, yeah, create next app. Yeah. I want to use Next.js 14, Tailwind CSS with TypeScript. Yeah, that's right. So that's right. It's going to let me click. Oh, let me set up you with those instructions. Here you go. Cool. Perfect. Type transcript chat. Okay. So insane. 1 prompt, 2 working. Yeah. I mean, Carter, did you see that? I hit the upload button, not even thinking it was going to work. And that's kind of the power of chat. So if you're on V0, make sure you go to the little chat section on the side. So here we are, V0. v0.dev/chat will take you there. But if you're not in there, if you just do v0.dev, and then you go to the side where your little head is at, there's a little /chat button right there. That's our key right here. And then the chat will chat. Basically, I mean, this is, wow. Okay, so let's just go ahead and follow these instructions. And so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is gonna see if I can maybe put this to the side. Can I? Okay, oh, it does a little card view. Yeah, I just wanna put this to the side real quick, just so we can follow along. And so I can bring you along this whole journey here. All right, so let's change the beat. This does not reflect my excitement. Okay, right here is where we want this. And then down here. All right, okay, cool. So I hit this little thing at the bottom to bring up the terminal. And then now we got a terminal open here. And so we're gonna follow the commands that it's gonna tell us to do, which is probably down way over here. Okay, cool. So, transcript app, npm run dev. There was an npm install over here in location somewhere, right? Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. npx creates next app latest. Oh, I want this for Bun though. Let's see, I'm gonna just type this again, but just do Bun. Actually, I'm gonna edit. I want to use Next.js. Please give me the Bun install command for this. Okay, submit. So the pencil, when you use the pencil, it basically goes back to that last part and lets you retype the thing in. I just realized I was on top of it. So, and that will basically let you retype the prompt in there. And so it here says, I'm gonna put myself up here. Cool. Bun create next app with all of our things. Use Bun. This is great. All right, let's go, my friends. Bun it. 1 command, let's go. Do you want to proceed? I think I do. Do you want to use ESLint? Yes. Would you like to use Tailwind CSS? Yes. SRC directory? Nah, not right now, fam. App router? Sure. Customize? Nope. All right, so it's gonna install our dev dependencies and we should be Gucci in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, let's go. All right, cool. So CD transcript chat. All right, so now we're in here, and then bun run dev. All right, bun run dev, bun run dev. And then if I do this, it should open up with, actually me, right here, localhost. Yeah, so now we have our app basically up in here. This is just the boilerplate code, right? So we're gonna try to see if we can put this code all up in there from our chat. So now that we have this installed, we want to add the dependencies that we needed for all of this stuff up above. So I think add the Vercel analytics, because we're going to do that. Let's see. Add Vercel analytics. Yes. And then we're going to bun add the React types and stuff as well. I think it should already have them, but we should set up our development environment for that. And then add React icons from bun. Cool. I mean, from a Radix UI. Perfect. And then from here, add Tailwinds, post CSS prefixer typography. Okay. Oh, add shadcn and its dependencies. Okay. This is the different dependencies. And then bunx shadcn init latest. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I think we're just going to do the default everything. Would you like to? Yes. Cool. And then install specific shadcn component we used. So these are all the components it's going to use here. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So before we do that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and open the app. So cursor dot, right? Oh, okay. It has opened up in the new window. You fancy. Okay. Let's just do this right now. Just so you can see this. Open it down here. Yep. All right here. Okay. So for those who are just tuning in, we're going to doing basically chat with Transcript app from scratch. And we basically have been able to use this thing called V0. And V0 has allowed us to basically generate the app that already works in the V0 itself. So that's how you already know when we put the code in, this is going to work. And so now we're going to use, we've been setting up Cursor to get this going here. So it's good to know that you're in the current folder when you're running these commands, because this is like to transcript chat. This is the one we're doing. And so just a little bit about the project and how things are structured. On the left side, the app is going to have our stuff, which loads the page. And then lib is library. And these are utility classes that you need for shadcn to work. And then these are the components. It's just a folder that's going to be there. And then we'll see when we add these commands to add the shadcn UI, you'll see these get filled up with actual code, which is really cool. And so they become your own code for these types of things, so that you can don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is really nice. So if I do Control-C, that creates a new thing. And then Command-K for me clears out the terminal, just a FYI. And if I do Command-V to paste in the command here, I should be able to then install all of those components. We should see them start flying in here. Yep, sweet. And this is kind of what the code looks like. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So, and for those who don't know, it's un.shadcn, so ui.shadcn.com. And then from here, this is where you can get those components. And this is basically what it's using to build the app from. So like you can do a calendar, you can bring in a calendar. And to get the code, all you have to do to install it is just go to, run this command here. You can just say, I want to do the bun command. And it will just add the calendar code right into here. And then we'll, call it and so forth. So that's the power of really good frameworks. It's just allowing you the ability to keep doing these things. So let's just go ahead and see if we can run this bun run dev, just to make sure our app still runs and nothing's really broken. And so it'll generate the thing here. And then we should be able to just kind of refresh here. This is a weird track. So let me change this to a song. Okay. I thought I did instrumental only. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. So our app is running. I have this weird dependency thing, but that's a little bit different story. Cool. So let's go ahead and continue and see if we can bring the code into our app. So, okay. So now that we ran those commands to get started with bun, you'll be set up and ready for the development. So create an app page.tsx, which is we already have here. And then we're just going to add the component we did earlier. So the component that we did earlier, let me just kind of drag this to the side, was up here, which was transcript chat, right? Yeah, I think we just did it all in one shot. Sheesh, Jesus. This is so great. All right, so we're going to get this. This is our transcript chat, right? And then pages. This is actually a component. Oh, let's see. Okay, so it says add the React component, create that API, pages API chat TS, and add the route we provided. And so my goal is to try to do as little code as possible. So let's just go ahead and see if we can kind of take this transcript chat.tsx and just put it into the components area. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this code here. And then I think actually before we do that, we have to name the app transcript chat something. So I'm just going to, I think there's usually a name transcript chat somewhere. .tsx. Okay. So in here, so what we're going to go ahead and do on the left side is app components. In the components directory, I'm just going to call it transcript chat.tsx. Okay. And then take this code again, copy it. I'm just going to drag it this way a little bit. And we're going to paste it. So we should have this here. Components transcript chat. Yeah. Should be chill. Okay. So now the other thing too, we're going to create is like a API chat. I'm just going to say I'm using the app router with Next.js 14, and I want to use the latest Vercel AI SDK so that this can stream while, so that the chat can stream. And so go ahead and hit send. Samba, welcome. Hey, today, yes, that's right. We're making, for those, oh my gosh, 246 people are watching the stream. Hey, thanks. We're basically going to make a chat with your transcripts type of thing. And this is on a request from someone who's a therapist, and they kind of want to be able to just push in a bunch of audio and have some chats and conversations with the transcripts. And so we figured, well, this is a perfect use case to build something live from scratch. And so we went with starting with the idea in v0.dev to kind of get us working, and the app actually works in just the first try. Even lets us, like, it's asking us to upload stuff. So, and now what we're doing is we've got the environment set up here with some code with this little thing here. And basically now asking it to use the latest version of the Vercel AI SDK so that we follow the current rules that we're using. So in Next.js, you have an option to work with the app router, and the app router is like the latest hotness that is kind of doing everything. And then we have this other concept called React Server Components. And the whole goal of this is basically to kind of make this, really performant and streamlined as possible. So without doing too much craziness. So I'm going to move myself maybe over here or something, just so it's a little chill. So if we go to kind of see, maybe just kind of more mini-me. Yeah, mini-me version down here. Chill. Is that chill? Let me know. Yeah. I appreciate all the comments, though. This is really fun to do the streams together. So in the app components chat transcript, which is app components, I think I have it in app, just regular app, and then the components is on the other UI up here. And so we have transcript chat. Oops, here we go. This is the latest code. And so we're just going to go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to put that in here since that's the latest code. Paste and replace it. So this is for the transcript chat thing that we had going here. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see. Maybe make this a little bit smaller. Okay. I think it's pretty good. And then now let's create a server-side API route for handling the chat requests using app router structure. Okay. So we have API/chat/route.ts. So cool. So app API chat route.ts. So app. So I'm going to create a new thing called API/route/chat.ts, I think. Yeah. App API route. No, API chat route.ts. Okay. API. Oh gosh. Yeah. Massive dyslexia here. Okay. Rename. Let's go chat. And then this one's going to be route, right? Route. Yeah. So API chat route.ts. Cool. So now we're going to take that code. Whoops. Where did you go? Okay, right here. If I click it, it looks like it goes away. Copy. We're going to paste this here. I already know this is deprecated and this is not using the latest thing, but yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, thanks, Marcus. Yeah, definitely catch up later. I'm going to have timestamps and stuff available for those who want to catch up. Yeah, this is just kind of a working session. It's just a long code stream style things. And yeah, my plan is to see if I can get also like a wait list going, because I want to actually chop up my live streams and make smaller pieces of content so that people can sign up for it. So yeah, if you want to drop your name at rayfernando.ai, at rayfernando.ai, I just have an email there. So you just go ahead and just hit sign up. It's literally just, you know, me and you. I don't even know if I send like a welcome email saying welcome, but I should probably do that. But yeah, this has all kind of just been to try to help people out right now. So to get this thing going. So yeah, thank you. I'll probably see you later, Marcus. Thanks. And so we're not going to worry about this right now. We're just going to let Cursor probably fix this because I'll show you how we can grab documentation from the internet to see if we can grab the latest hotness and follow the latest conventions. So we have this transcript here, and then I'm going to get some more music queued up for us. And then, so we have the app here, and now we have the chat. So app page.tsx. So transcript chat. Let's go here. Page.tsx, copy, paste. And so it's going to get this import wrong because it's a different structure. Let's go ahead and fix this right now. So usually Cursor is really good about importing components. Did I transcript chat? Yeah. From at components transcript chat. Perfect. See, that's why I love Cursor. All right. So it just did an autofill. And if you click option and you click this little guy, this will take you to where the code is located. So that's how we know. And this is calling this function, which is great. And so technically, if I just do bun dev, we should be able to see our app now over here. And we refresh this. Let's go. Yeah. So now we have the app literally running on our local host. Like, and then I hit upload. Let's go. There we go. Yeah. And then if I hit test, let me see what happens. Doesn't this feel like magic? Yo, this is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is like as cool as like I'm not like an 8-year-old girl like chat with Harry Potter type of thing, but I mean, I don't even know. It doesn't even feel like I just did code. Oh, I'm not using GPT 3.5. I'm using Claude Sonnet, my friend. So in here, in the settings. All right. So let's just do a quick overview of settings. So let's get our cursor right, my friends. So at the very top right corner, there is a little gear icon. So if you click that gear icon, it's going to reveal this cursor settings. And the settings are going to be showing up in this little tab thing up here. And so in order to do what we need to do, you can select the models. So the models are the ones that you can turn on and have available. Make sure Claude Sonnet 3.5 is on. It probably is going to be on and enabled by default. That's going to be your main bay. All right, so we're gonna roll with that. Features wise, if you don't have the 4.0 update as I do right now, make sure you enable the thing called compose mode. So that will be listed as an option here. And so this is kind of what I have enabled right now. So if you don't have that, make sure you enable that. And then this is just as index syncing. And then this section is here for documentation. So the whole point of this is so that you can actually give it documentation. For example, I was giving it the new Vercel AI SDK. And what it will do is it goes out and actually gets that information and builds the code for you using the documentation. So it's really next level. And we're going to do a little bit of that here when we're going to build our app. And then any beta features. Oh yeah, sorry. The beta feature is in Composer. Yeah, sorry. In Composer settings at the very bottom with beta, make sure that the Composer is enabled. So this is the one that does the multi-line editing. This is the same video with this 8-year-old girl. And if you haven't seen that, that's definitely something to go check out. So yeah, interpreter mode, beta, attach a chat to interpreter, perform actions inside interpreter. Attach a chat into interpreter chat and perform actions inside cursor. I don't know what this English means. We'll figure that out later. This is just a default setting we're rolling with in a little bit. So that will be that there. So that's kind of what we got going. So as of now, we have something like test. And so what's cool is that on our backend, on our server here, on the transcript, it's saying, hey, I'm trying to go make a call and there's no API key. Please give your API key here. And so that's how we know that this thing is all basically already hooked up. And so in here, did we add? Yeah, we added, OpenAI. So env.local into your root and add this API key here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, copy. And then what I do is to create a file in the root area, I usually click like files that are in the root area. For example, something like down here. And then I hit the little plus sign up here. So this new file will create a new file in this same section of where this is at. So I hit that plus and then do Command V, which would copy env local. Make sure you take out those little things, those little tick marks. So it's just .env.local. And so what this is basically an environment variable. And the environment variables just live on the machine locally. We don't want to get this stuff pushed up onto our repo when we start like actually making our app. So we put that here. I have to toggle the cloaking. I have an app that basically cloaks the thing here. So if we go down, what's nice, there's this thing called a git ignore file. So the git ignore file is the thing that we want to make sure that like the files don't get pushed up to the internet basically, so that they're not available. GitHub is really good about catching these things, but just in case, make sure that this is already set up here. What's nice is that we don't have to think about this. As soon as you do the create command, it does create this stuff, but just wanted to give you a heads up as if you're doing stuff, and especially if you don't come from a coding background, just something to be aware about that could happen for you and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get this hooked up in a little bit. And so, yeah, so I think we have the first part of our app. And yeah, I think the next thing is to be getting a key and stuff. Red Eye Knight, yo, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining on the stream. We're basically, just a quick summary for those who are just joining in. Wow, we have like 317 people. Let's go. We have some people joining us to a stream from the stream on X. Also some folks on YouTube. So I definitely appreciate the love and support. This has just been really awesome to be able to code and kind of show y'all how we use these things. So in here, let's see, we have gone with V0 and I just said, hey, generate an app that will allow me to chat with my transcripts. And it generated a first version. And as we preview it, it's like the full blown app. So we can even upload the transcript. It opens up my file browser and start going in, ask a question, and then even errors out and stuff. So that was amazing. And then we just gave it further instructions to give me like the bun install to get our environment set up here. And we did that. So if, for those who are just tuning in, you can go back onto the YouTube or on X and watch the earlier setup video part where we get this set up. And so, yeah. And for those who don't know, I used to be an engineer at Apple for 12 years, and now I'm currently on my own doing AI stuff. And it's just been really fun to kind of hang out and, code along with you. And if you have any questions or anything, just send me a DM. I want to keep doing this more often because I feel like this is probably the biggest unlock we have for humanity ever. And it allows you to just chat and then build apps and then kind of keep building from there. Obviously, as an experienced engineer, I kind of know how to navigate this thing to make it better, but there's going to be so many different roadblocks you encounter. But I think the goal here is to make this fun. Before, coding used to be for the smart people, and like the smart people who like really dedicated themselves and worked through so many issues, like spent a lot of time to learn how to do it. And it's actually a real language. It's literally like learning a language. So now, if you just know how to talk to it, you can generate some UI, and like literally in one line, we generated a full-fledged app in a thing, and it just kind of teaching you how to port it over. So this is going to be a multi-step process, and I encourage you to just keep pulling at this thread, because you're going to see in a little bit as we do these workflows how important it is to play around with this stuff and make apps and use your experiences to do these types of things. Hey Ray, just watched your previous stream. Thank you for sharing all of the sauce. I'm new to programming, know a bit of HTML, CSS stuff. What's the best way to proceed with AI coding and deploy? Right now, to be honest, to proceed the best way, I'm using Next.js, and I'm literally using Vercel to get started. So vercel.com. So what's great about Vercel is that it allows you to, I wonder if I can create a new window that can like show the project, I guess. Yeah, maybe this. Cool. So I'm going to do this here so that way you can see vercel.com. So what's great about this is the framework with Next.js, Next nextjs.org. So this is a React framework for the web. And what's cool about this framework is the fact that you can like write the code and we're literally, running it in our browser locally. And then when I get ready to push, I can push it right into Vercel and deploy it, just with one command. And so this just makes your ideas, like we saw in that chat thing, completely like the whole round trip, like really, really easy and deployable. A lot of people right now, like there's like a podcast with this guy named Peter Levels, and he's chatting and he's using his own, PHP and like keeping things simple. If you're into that, definitely use that. But for me, I'm trying to go like easy as possible, lowest friction as possible. And I found that this type of workflow, as you see, like is the easiest to deploy. And I've deployed like a lot of apps onto Vercel just by using this framework. And it's just super fast, super simple. I don't have to think about, do I have a DevOps team? The framework has the built-in optimizations. It's open source as well, so you technically can take this once you start to advance to a different level, but this can meet your scale from 0 to like literally the most famous companies use this framework to, deploy their stores, to deploy like Notion, uses it, Nike uses it, Washington Post uses it. Like there's a lot of actual really solid Loom. I mean, I can't tell you how many people use this. So like this to me is like the standard framework. Another advantage is that like there's a huge upside for development. So if you're into just getting into software development and you're kind of know the basics, adding this framework and then using the AI tools can now make you build pages that are now worth like 10x more, right? So if you have like $1,000 like landing pages, $2,000 landing pages, take some templates and start messing with them, the potential to make more money is there, right? So I'll show you an example site. So right now I'm working on a site for my friend. So I do Snap Studio. And so this was made with Next.js and Vercel using AI. And you could see like it's also mobile responsive right away. It loads super fast. And so what's great about it is that this is a Shopify store, but it's using Next.js for the front end, which is crazy, right? So like this is the store. And if you want to like go ahead and shop now, it takes you to the product. You hit like add to cart and then, adds it to the cart, and then it goes to proceed to checkout, and it pushes us into like the actual store and stuff. And just like that, we're basically, you're all set. Like this is, and look how fast it is. I mean, like you go here, like you're clicking the images, you go back, it caches the images, so it feels like very native. Huge advantage. That's why I love like Next.js, because I mean, look at that. And this can scale to take that really quickly. So there's a lot of, this framework has a lot of people who build on top of it. Yes, this is actually a Vercel template, if you can actually kind of think about it. So this is a Vercel template for e-commerce. So let's see. I'll show you where that is. Let's see, vercel.com. I think there's products/templates. /templates. Yeah. So on templates, you'll find commerce, e-commerce. If you check this, literally, this is the Next.js commerce one. Or Shopify. Let's see, Shopify. Yeah, it's this one right here. Boop. So with this one here, if you do view demo, you can actually deploy this and just play around with the demo too. It's literally this. Add to cart. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. This is crazy. So yeah, for those, that's right. So in the last stream, I did vercel.com/templates. And so if you do vercel.com/templates in here, there are lots of templates to start out with that you can take and already start building on top of. So you can do anything from like e-commerce, like we're talking about. You can do a blog. You can do like a WordPress blog. So what the problem with WordPress is it loads so slow. The PHP is super vulnerable, and you can just take a template from here, deploy it, and then like follow the steps to hook it up, and you're pretty much good to go. Alex Volkov, thank you for joining in. If you guys don't know, Alex runs the most amazing AI show called Thursday AI. Make sure you tune in every Thursday on X. And this is like the best space. He has like the top people in AI who are talking about the latest models. Like this past week, we learned about like LoRa and all the imaging stuff that was going on, not to mention all the latest releases. And there's literally every week there seems to be a new release of something. And he does an amazing job of just categorizing, organizing, and getting people to go show up on the show. So really big folks who are doing stuff in AI, who are the who's and like real technical stuff, definitely check out. And he's got I think he's also got like a Substack. So thursdayi.news. And so in here in Thursday I News, definitely subscribe to this newsletter. And in here, what's great is basically he has all the stuff available for like the latest episodes. And this is kind of how I stay up on top of like what's been happening in AI. And so I have this in private mode right now. So like it doesn't have my thing signed in. But yeah, this is like literally just kind of what happened this past week. And, like there's graphs and it's really, really good quality stuff. So if you haven't had a chance to tune in, definitely check out Thursday. It's Thursday and then AI. So THURSDAI. Let me actually put this up on here on the thursdayi.news. Put this up in here. Yeah, no, the whole goal of this like stream is to literally just drop bombs of like knowledge so that we can share together. It's kind of what it's all about in building the app here. So yeah, for sure, Alex. Yeah, definitely. Like, bro, this guy's going places. Yeah, so I'm telling you early before everyone starts to find out about it. When before Andre Caparthe tweets saying, "Hey, I'm gonna join in the show and we're gonna listen." Like that's when it's gonna be like super blown up and everyone's gonna be like, and we're like, yeah, we've been in it for like months. We've been in it for like a year. Where have you all been? So just giving you the inside scoop, if you know what I mean. So yeah, how do you revert changes in Cursor? So a couple techniques here. I would use Git to do the things, and we may do that, or Command Z. So I'll take you maybe through that process as we start to kind of adapt this app and do the things. So yeah, so that's just a little bit of Vercel and why I use that platform that we were asking so that we can deploy apps easily and just have them available. And like some of the top people use it and it's extremely optimized. And the frameworks engineers are really, really good at doing their code. And we get to basically stand on the shoulders of giants, as people say. And so that's why I choose Next.js as a stack for web development. And by the way, I'm extremely new to web development. I used to work on client-side code and like web stuff was just like blah. Then I worked a little bit on back-end stuff with health records, and like that was a whole another beast of things. But front-end web development is like a whole nother crazy category of stuff. So I'm still kind of learning this as I go. And by any means, this is how we do. Like as an engineer, you're always going to be questioning everything, and you're going to be always learning all the time. And so yeah, this is kind of where we're working at. So let's get this closed out a little bit and then kind of get this back down. So for those who are following rayfernando.ai, in here, I'm going to have this little bit, I'm going to try to see if I can put some more notes in here. And this is kind of like a little bit of what we're going on here. Having trouble with the new composer feature in Cursor. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and get cooking with that. All right, folks. Wow, 456 on Twitter, 22 on the live stream for YouTube, and 1 on Twitch. Let's go. Let's get this popping. All right. So we've sort of have warmed up the space a little bit, and we're basically doing a chat with your transcripts. And so far, we've got the API key here from OpenAI. Am I the only one who doesn't understand what he's building? Hey, that's probably true. You're not the only one, actually. And I'd love to do a better job. So please pop any questions in here. This is kind of our chat to do what we need to do. But the goal of today is to try to see if we can, like what ends up happening is that people have transcripts from like a YouTube video, or they have transcripts from, and like whenever you do a speech or something, like if you're doing a conversation with somebody and you're recording the conversation, you may want to go back and say, oh, what did that person say about XYZ? Or I met with my doctor and I want to review my notes. And so what did he say and what should I be doing? You should be able to just type in some, prompts or type in something saying, what did my doctor say about how much drugs I should be taking? And then it should be able to go through your, that conversation and pull that out and tell us, right? So that's kind of what our goal is today, is to make a really, really, really basic app where we upload the little, the conversation and then be able to ask questions from it as a way to do that. And what we're doing is we're using this, some of these AI frameworks to help build a really like technical app to do this. So that it's kind of like, hopefully that helps with the description here of what I'm building, and how I'm using Cursor, how I'm using V0 and these other tools to help us accomplish that. So it gets a little bit technical and stuff as well, but I'm trying to see if I could do my best to do the things. we're going to go ahead and see if we can try some techniques to prevent for hallucinations. You can never fully guarantee, but there are some techniques we can tell the language model to say, please show me what you're referencing or how you pull this information out as a way to get that information that we can see. It's a brilliant idea. I see you're using React. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Next.js, React, and like v0.dev as a way to help us do this type of goal here. So without further ado, let's just make sure that no one's blowing up my DMs or anything like that. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. All right, let's just keep rolling. Okay, so in here, we're at the stage where we actually need to get the API key from OpenAI. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And to do that, you have to go to platform.openai.com. And so within here, there's an actual section once you sign in and stuff, at the very top, you can create a new project. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can create a new project. And I'm going to call this, what is the name? Transcript Chat. Transcript Chat. Create. So this creates a new project. And under here, let's see, where are we? So this is a new layout for me. So I'm trying to understand where they put the API keys, because there is a place for the API reference. Developer quick start keys. Give me the keys, bro. Okay. Oh, maybe it's probably not in docs. Dashboard. Probably dashboard. Okay. So up here, there's a tab called Playground, Dashboard, Docs. And so we hit Dashboard, and in Dashboard here will tell us about the API keys. And so what we want to go ahead and do is create a new secret key. So create an API key to access the OpenAI endpoints. So we hit Create New Key, and then we're just going to say Transcript Chat App. So it's owned by me. And so what we can do is just restrict this to read the models and just do the capabilities. I don't want it to have capabilities to like generate stuff with assistants or threads, fine tuning or files yet. So I'm just going to, because later we can update these permissions, but all we're going to be doing is just doing these capabilities here. It's just like, tell me what model I need to run and then what model capabilities. So that way, if the key does get leaked, someone doesn't go crazy and start doing, creating this secret things here. And so I think, if I remember correctly, what Ecamm Live lets me do is it creates like an overlay. And this overlay is really fun because then I can do something like not only the fill, but I could do like a pixelate type of thing. Hey, this is cool. This is yo, hey. So I could literally like pixelate like what's happening on my screen right now. So I could be like, yo. And then what's cool is that can sit, even pixelate myself. Why not? Yeah. No, I think rectangle's gonna go like underneath me. So that way I'm chill down here. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, this is kind of fun actually. So I could pixelate my screen and that way, yeah, like you have like the thing here. So in here, oh, this is so fun. I'm having so much fun, y'all. There is an option here that says create secret key. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can do this here. Oh, I'll bring my window down to here. And that way you can kind of see a little bit and then bring this up a little bit more there. Okay, cool. All right, so down below it says create secret key and then YOLO. Yeah, okay, so I have in this area right here that you can't see that's totally pixelated, it has the key right there. And I'm gonna hit copy and it says API key copied. And then back into my integrated development environment here, there is a section where it says OpenAI key. And then I'm going to go ahead and see if I can drag this up here so it kind of blurs it out a little bit so y'all can't see the key. And then I'm going to go ahead and see if I can, just kind of do the thing here. So I can paste the key in. So I'm going to put my key in here and then I'm going to go ahead and save it. And so once I've saved the key, I'm going to go ahead and toggle the cloaking again so that you can see. Yo, okay, the key is up in here now. And I'm going to go to a different window so we're chill. So I should be able to then turn this off. Yeah. Noise, blur. I like this. Okay, cool. Sick. I'm going to go to copy something else just in case. And so in my environment variables, it's actually stored away and we should be good to go. Yeah, eCam is definitely the next level, Alex. It's probably one of my favorite things. And I love the ability to just do these types of chats and different things that interact with this. I mean, super powerful. And so I want to bring back the pixelation before I go back because I want to make sure that my screen is gone. So just bring this pixelation real quick and make sure that my key thing is not exposed and hit done. All right. So our secret key is going to be here and go back to the dashboard area and then just kind of go, okay. So we should have our key. We should be good to go. And we're going to go back here. This is our chat with Transcript local host. And let me just go ahead and set the server and hit bun dev. And then we should just do refresh. And so what I wanted to do is try to see if we can test. Oh. Bruh. Isn't that magical? I mean, I've been talking this whole time. Like this stream probably could have been like 2 minutes long. I should just do a silent stream where I just literally just don't talk and just go click, 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 click. Yeah. Yeah, clear. I did that. Yeah. I literally went like copy like this and stuff. And then, yeah, it's just so I don't accidentally paste it in. I agree. Thank you. How are you doing this pixelation? So the pixelation is actually done through the eCam live. I could drag a little thing. Describe what happened. I didn't follow. Oh, that's right. So what we did earlier, Alex, was that we went in and we told it to generate an app that will allow me to chat with my transcripts. Once we did that, we copied the code over into this section here to put in the route. And then we put in the transcript chat as well. And then once we did those types of things that it told us to do, the next step was to actually put in the env file with the OpenAI key and set that up. And so we went to go create the OpenAI key. And what was nice was that before we created the OpenAI key, when we were hitting send in the chat, because we didn't have the key there, it was just saying, hey, there's an error. There's no OpenAI endpoint key. So that's how we knew like the app was working. And then the upload transcript part was already working in our app here too. So when I hit refresh, now when I put the key in, it just worked. And literally we didn't have to modify any of the code at all that was given to us from V0. We just copied and pasted the latest generation that it had for this after I told it to give me an app with transcripts. So I think the second iteration was saying that we wanted to use the Next.js 14 Tailwind CSS with TypeScript, and then also do a bun command to install it. So that was basically the instructions and the latest app code to accomplish that using the Next.js 14, like routing and OpenAI configs and stuff like that. So literally, I think it's using in our route, API/chat/route. Right now, the config is using 3.5 turbo, and we could change that. But yeah. This is with the new V0 chat. Bro, yes, like one prompt, I already had the code. Code, not only code, but like code that worked. You know what I mean? Like off of just this, I want to chat with my transcripts. Like I didn't have to tell it OpenAI, nothing. Bro. And hit send, like test, send, boom. See how it errors out? It actually has the code to deal with that. Yeah, damn. Exactly. Yeah. That's bonkers. So what I'm going to use Cursor and the composer mode is to try to see if I can help it like clean up the code and maybe do some design changes and so forth to kind of get that going. But I mean, low key, this is the app right now running on localhost. I could deploy this to Vercel and I could give out the link, but that's the other thing too. It's like now that everyone has access to this, like whoever has access to the link could chat with my OpenAI endpoints and just run my builds. Like, teach me how to make pizza. Oh, okay. I don't even know what the system prompt is, but I think, yeah, it's, what's our page? So the route, stream true, messages map, any role content. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. Try changing the underlying API with Cursor. Oh, okay. To like use like Anthropic and stuff. I think that'd be a cool idea. Yeah, because I have an Anthropic API key. To file or something or Grok and user docs provided with Cursor and structure. Sure. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Yeah, Grok, Grok. For those who don't familiar, Grok provides inference and it's extremely fast. Like super fast. Like right now we could try make me a pizza recipe, but make sure it is gluten-free and give me extremely detailed steps as a new person. And I hit send. Oh, it wants me to log in. Oh, okay. They probably had a lot of people spamming this thing. Okay. But yeah. Oh, for Whisper. Oh, yeah. That's probably going to be my next app that I'm going to make, because I have a couple of different app ideas, and I have one. There's a repo I'm looking up for Whisper that's, I already made a repo for Whisper. So it does like on-device transcripts. Because one of the problems that kind of triggered this whole stream was that somebody wanted an app for therapists, and they live in the EU, and their problem is the fact that they have to do everything locally, so they didn't really want to send too much up to the cloud. And I wanted to kind of have like a locally hosted version to be able to just give it the transcripts and be able to go from there. So I thought that today would be like let's just kind of break down and start with this part, and then maybe add those parts on, because that could be maybe like my follow-on stream, because I do like that idea. Literally just do everything. Yeah, like for Whisper and stuff. I do like this Whisper idea though. I think we'll see if we can kind of add that in, and see if we can continue to cook, because that'd be super cool. So yeah, I think in here, all we have to do is upload a transcript. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is do Command Shift I, and that brings up the whole composer mode. This transcripts, yes, it's already transcribed. So this person would have used this to already transcribe it. So Apple MLX Ray Fernando. Let's see. I have one in here somewhere. Oh, actually, you know what? GitHub.com. And then MLX. Yes. So I have this repo here that will allow you to transcribe your audio. If you just drag in like a video that you have, you could just pull it in, and it's going to use the new Whisper stuff to basically generate the SRT files. And these SRT files are the ones that we basically want to drag in and have a chat with our conversations. So yeah, the goal here is to, So I think what I want to do is go ahead and I'm going to go here in Cursor, and I'm going to do Command Shift I to bring up the whole thing. I'm going to hit this little plus sign. I'm going to select basically all of the main code components here so that we can have a chat conversation with. And so I'm going to say, I want to give it an .srt file. Make this bigger so you can see what I'm typing. Let's see, I want to give it an SRT file so that we can, I want to give my app the .srt file and have it use that transcript to chat with. Okay, I think let's just say, and then at the very bottom, I'm going to do, let's see if I can move this up a little bit so that way you can see the whole screen. So down here, and then I'm going to drag this down a little bit so that way you can see everything. Okay, so this code base, I'm going to chat with code base here at the bottom, and we're just going to go ahead and do that. And so this open floating composer window is probably the unlock to take it out of this full screen. So you bring it down, so that'll put it down here, and then you just do the open control panel. So if I hit chat with code base, it should submit this now to go ahead and do the things, but I don't see anything happening. And enter. Okay. Oh, here we go. I just had to hit enter. So right now what it's going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and update the code in these two sections and show us kind of what's going on. Just kind of zoom out a little bit so that way you can see it. So there's a chat with transcript, and it's currently going through right now. I'm going to go ahead and kind of close this window so you can see, and I'm going to minimize this. And so we should be able to see it kind of doing its thing. And it created this lib utilities thing, Command I. And so, okay, chat with transcript. So this is the suggested code. It's saying it did basically added this section here to read the files. And then go ahead and down here, Command I. And then go ahead and accept here. So this is just the code that it did. I'm just going to accept it. And then in Composer down here, it says we need to create a new utility function to parse the SRT file. And so that's what's going to be doing that here. And so we go ahead and look at that. So it's like, cool, this has created a new utility function. Go ahead, hit save, go ahead, reapply. It should be able to create the file. Yeah. Oh, it didn't. Utils. Okay. Here we go. Then hit accept, hit save. Sometimes it doesn't, if you don't see the file, I just have to hit like accept and save sometimes. Save all. Yeah. Okay. So these changes will allow your app to accept SRT files, parse them, and use extracted transcripts for chatting. Okay. So let's just kind of take a look. Cool. Yeah. So it's basically going to take that. And then on the page here, nothing has changed. If we go to Transcript Chat, which is this section here, this should be able to now handle this upload for the file. And let's just go ahead and just test it out, right? So at the very bottom, what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and Command K. And then Command C to stop the server, Command K to clear, bun dev, and then go ahead and go back to our local host 3000 over here. And then let's go ahead and minimize this. Okay, refresh. So upload SRT file. See, like the button is now changed here. We go ahead and click this, and then I should be able to just grab my transcript from this. What is it from? The Friend AI hardware interview. So go ahead and hit upload. Cool. Wow. So this is the entire transcript uploaded, and like, what happened here? Let's just see what happened. Based on the transcripts, it seemed like the meeting took place between two individuals, one who's the founder named Nick, working on an open source AI project called Friend, which is a wearable pendant that records conversations and provides insights later on. They unboxed the device, set it up, and discussed the importance of open source technology and data privacy. The conversation touched on the challenges with other similar devices with the market significance, community involvement. Ultimately, the meeting ended in a positive note, gratitude expressed towards the open source community. That's amazing. So like my whole 8-minute video, basically, we're basically having a conversation with it, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, you just saw what happened. That's all we did. This is amazing. So there's obviously a problem with the user interface because it's like appending this into here. So this is great. What I want to do now is just go ahead and what I do, like commit the files and track things. Because if I make too many changes and I want to go back, it's going to be easier to track this. So since we're kind of have a working state, it's always good to make the changes here. So I do Command C. I'm going to stop the server for a bit. And then there's this thing at the bottom called, I think it's called Control Shift K to generate a command. So Control Shift K. It could be Control K for you. It could vary depending on what's going on there. And so in here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is like git commit and use make a commit and push the latest changes. Make sure to include changes that make sure to provide a message summary about what we changed. Okay. And so here I'm just using GPT-4o mini for this and see how well it cooks. We'll see. If not, just look at that. Okay, cool. So the git add command, and this is the message, update SRT parsing utility, and then git push, and then I hit enter. And then boom, cool. And I haven't set up a remote URL for this yet. So that's why the project's just currently living locally and it's giving us this type of error. But basically, in essence, we've already saved these changes, and now you see the colors change, and now they're kind of back to normal. And so whenever we make changes here, test, you'll see like a green here, and this is the diff, and you'll see this file change. And if you ever wanted to revert that, you just hit this little added lines section, and this will just give us like the what changed, and you can just hit this little revert change, and that'll just revert us back. So that's kind of an easy way for us to see that. There's also like this little thing here with the git here at the very top for the source control. And we'll be able to see that if we like publish the branch and stuff. So just a FYI for those doing this thing. So at the very bottom, we're just going to close that out. So that's just kind of getting started there. And so, yeah, so basically we have an app, and the thing we wanted to go ahead and do is now see like, make this prettier so that we have a place for the transcripts to upload. So like, I'm just going to go ahead and try to see if I could communicate that, because I don't really know how to say that, but we'll say it here. Okay, so what I also want to do is add additional files for the context. So I'm going to have page, parser, utilities, and route. So that way it has everything kind of its context. I'm gonna say help. Okay, the transcript. Make a different area to review the transcript so that it is easier for the user to interact with. And then go ahead and hit chat with Codebase. And then while we do that, I'm just gonna get the beats rolling again because we're kind of just, actually, I'm gonna do lo-fi. Let's do a lo-fi. I like lo-fi beats. Let's go do that. Let's do this one. Ooh, okay. Let's just check this out. Cool. Wow. Okay, so they cooked. And here, what did I say? Let's modify the chat transcript to include a separate area for reviewing the transcripts. Okay. We've added tabs component to switch between the chat interface and the transcript view. Sick. So the chat interface remains in the tab. And so let's go ahead and add the latest tabs. And so what I want to do is go ahead and go to my chat and say, what is the bun command for this? And so that way we can see kind of bun down, my friend, bun down. Oh, let me accept all the changes, obviously, because that's so good. So bun X, and then this is our command here. So we're going to go ahead and put that up here. This little toggle to the top right is our terminal. And then I'm going to go down here and hit add the latest tabs. And so see, what you can see is like there's an error here or something that's going on. So the linter is giving us an error because we don't have the thing installed here. So now that the tabs are installed, it should be able to be okay. So I learned this trick from web dev code. If you command shift P, it's going to bring up this little thing. And if you just type in restart TS server, that's TypeScript server, that will then update, especially once you install components like this, you want to just restart the TypeScript server so that it can detect that you've installed the tabs thing. And so now it should not complain about those dependencies that are being installed. So we take a look. It should have like somehow created a tab. And so this green area is the code that it changed. And that's basically what it did. So let's go ahead and just run the latest code here. Bun dev. Let's go, friends. Cool. Server started. Let's refresh. Wow. That's so cool. Oh, so you can have the tab. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yo, that's so cool. So we just added a feature real fast. So let's go ahead and upload the SRT and test this out. So here's the whole file for the transcript and hit. Oh, I see. Yo, wow. So the transcript is here, but it also puts it in here. And it also puts the prompt here, which is kind of confusing. Okay, so what I want to do is like, who did I talk to? Based on the transcript, it seems like an AI founder you met whose name was Nick. Sorry, I was like, okay. So I was playing with the UI. I forgot to change my camera back. I was too excited. So over here, we have the transcript tab, and then we have this tab here with chat. And so what I said at the very bottom, when I hit chat up here, I said, who did I talk to? And then hit send. And then what it does is it basically, says, I'm sorry, based on the transcript provided, it doesn't explicitly mention the name of the person you talked to. So you see, in one way, it gave us a response, and the other way, it didn't. And so what's happening is that I'm still using in here, if we look at the API route, or like what model are we using? We're using GPT 3.5 Turbo, and the standard these days is like GPT 4.0 and up. So if you're using GPT 3.5, it's like so trash, like it's not even funny anymore. So it's like we need to go ahead and basically update our actual model and so forth. So if we just go to like the playground, if we go to chat, you can see the different types of models we have, and we don't even use those anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and use the mini model. And if I just go to the view code here at the top right, it's going to tell me what the model is. So I just literally can copy this here for Node.js. You could just type in this here, mini, boop, the baby. I call it the baby model. Okay. So hit Control C, and then we're going to do bun dev again, and we should be able to run it. And so this model should be a lot better at complying with whatever we want to say. So Command R to refresh. I'm going to go ahead and upload our SRT file again and say, who did I talk to? And hit send. It should be really fast. I'm sorry if I can't answer the question based on drive. What? Weak sauce. We got to make this better. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is that I'm going to get this error here and see if we can have our AI fix it for us, right? Because that's the whole point of this whole thing. So we're going to say, I uploaded an SRT. So Command I and say, I uploaded my SRT file. And when I asked it who I spoke with, it came back with, I'm sorry, can I talk to? And then what I want to go ahead to is saying that GPT-4o mini is the latest model. Okay. And then Shift Enter makes you basically put new lines. GPT-4 is the latest model available from OpenAI. And then let's see, I should also want to add these other things here just so it has those in its context. Help me fix the prompt and use the latest Vercel AI SDK with React server components. And then so I just do @web. So @web, what's cool about @web is basically it's going to go ahead and use the internet with this specific request. And so it'll go out to the internet and try to see hey, is there documentation? Is there stuff available for this type of thing? And go ahead and do that for us. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And so it's going to start doing that. And in one click, basically we should be doing all that cool stuff here. So we can do an end. So modify the transcript component to use React server components, update API route. Let's update the transcript chat. So this is going to update the transcript chat for us. And it's even giving us the prompt. So that's probably going to help it better. Now let's use, create a new server component to handle this chat functionality because we want to keep that on the server. We don't want the keys to be stored on device. And that just means that we don't want anyone to be able to get our API key in the future and stuff. So now let's create a new server component to handle that. Update your app page with this new one here. And then these changes accomplish the following. So the prompt is now specific to analyze AI transcript before answering the questions. Transcripts sent along with each message to the API, ensuring that AI always has access to the full context. That's interesting. We separated the chat functionality into its own server component, which allows for better performance and SEO. And now includes a transcript in the system message, giving the consistent context for each interaction. Amazing, right? So we're going to go ahead and, yeah, this is so amazing. This is so cool. Accept all. So I'm going to close this a little bit. And so because we did the git commit, we can actually see what files changed here on the side. And this is kind of what's changed for us. So if we go here, now it gives us this whole thing. If questions cannot be answered, please say so and explain why. And then over here in the page.tsx, it already changed this thing called to chat page. And I don't think do we have a chat page? Where's chat page? /chat page. Oh, we do. Okay. Nice. Okay. So it created this code for us. And then what it did is it took the transcript chat code that we had here and wrapped it in a suspense boundary. So now it says loading. So it's doing the proper Next.js React server component thing. And what that basically means is it's basically trying to give you, think of this as like Swiss cheese. So as fast as possible, whenever you look at something like an image, you may receive the whole image, but your eye goes to a certain location for like the first thing that shows up that loads. And so what they're trying to do with the web here is that like they'll give you like the Swiss cheese. Like your eye goes like, oh wow, this is a Swiss cheese thing. And then the next thing you're going to go look at is the holes in the little cheese. You're like, okay, what's this over here? Why is it missing? And then what they do is that like that time that it takes to then load that data and anything else in your app, they start to fill that in. And so that way it almost looks like it's seamless or super snappy. And so that way you have like hardly any lag and stuff. And so that's kind of one of the cool advantages of building with Next.js that I love, is like this type of thing. And the fact that Cursor understood that, I have to tell it a little bit, but that's kind of one of our secrets here, is to to kind of remind it sometimes. And apparently there is a way in our cursor rules that we should be able to kind of tell it saying we always want to use these types of things. So I think I want to experiment with that a little bit later, because that'll probably be a little too much for this type of thing. Because our goal is just to get this transcript chat working, kind of get us started since we started using the API. And so I think right now I'm going to go ahead and restart the TypeScript server and just see if there's any errors, but then we should be good to go. Bun dev, let's go. Bun dev, bun. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm having too much fun here. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Let's go. Yo, this is pretty fire. Okay. Transcript, upload file, SRT. Let's just go ahead and go. SRT file uploaded. Okay, this is much cleaner now. See? And we go transcript. It's here. Yo. I don't know. I get so excited about this stuff. And anytime, this is the joy of coding, is like the fact that you do something with your hands and it works. The biggest unlock ever. Okay, so our transcript is uploaded. We have this here, right? And then I want to say, who did I chat with? Question mark, send. Psh, did you see how fast this was? Sheesh. The founder of open source called Friend. He was involved in development of wearable device. What was the key take away from this? Question mark, send. I'm so hyped about this app. Yo, this is fire. Whoa. Yo. Okay. Let's commit these changes because this is already working. Whoa. Okay, so I'm gonna do command or Control Shift K, and yours maybe Command K. Git commit the latest changes with a message. Yep, I like this. So that way it's in there, and like we're good. Oh, you know what? I think it's git add. Make sure to add all the files to Git with the latest changes. Yeah, so git add dot in this whole thing here, and then I'm gonna do the same. All right, cool. So now all the stuff is in there. Yo, this is crazy. The transcript. Oh yeah, the transcript's already transcribed. All right, cool. So for those who are just tuning in, we have 825 people who have joined the stream. This is amazing. So we have 806 people on X. Thank you so much for joining. This is amazing. We're still going. This is so cool. And we have about 18 people on YouTube, and we're basically coding live with Cursor, Claude Sonnet 3.5, as you see. And we've also are using this thing called V0. And so we're using the Vercel AI SDK. And then what this basically allows us to do is to generate ideas using v0.dev/chat. And so I'm going to put this back again into the chat, so for those could be in here as well. So v0.dev/chat basically allows us to create ideas. And so what we did was like, the goal of this whole stream today was to try to see if we can generate an app that allowed me to chat with transcripts. So by doing so, I should be able to have this conversation with like YouTube videos and other things and other types of ideas. And so in doing that, we basically, in the first shot, were able to generate like a fully working app. Even the upload button worked in this whole environment using v0.dev. So like, dang, this is really cool. And it already created the route to connect to OpenAI and so forth. We did a couple of turns, and then from there, we basically were able to get the Cursor environment set up. So we get this going on, did the installs to get that stuff running using the command line, and followed some of the instructions. We also were able to get the OpenAI key and add that into the app here, so that way we can have it running and start working. And then when we started encountering issues, I started using the Command Shift I or Command I. Command Shift I brings the composer view into a larger window, and we're able to have conversations about what we should do in the app to improve it. So in this case, I just want to give, as like, hey, there's certain things that weren't working, and we wanted to kind of move some stuff and create like a new tab experience. So that way, when we upload the transcripts, it would not just be in the same window. I would be off to the side. And so that's what's created here. And now we're able to update to use the new React server components and then use this new system, which allows us to basically use the GPT-4o mini file, stream the conversation in, and also have a better prompt message so that it would also feed that back in and do everything for us. And so basically, in an hour stream of like me hanging out with you and explaining this, we were able to get this like fully functioning and working app. Literally working like, I don't know, just kind of like, this is so crazy. This is like, I don't know, like we're at such a pivotal moment in like humanity and history that the fact that you can come up with an idea in an hour and have an app that used to hire a dev and it could take like a week to do. And so if you have ideas, don't let that stop you from making code. Even if you don't really know how to code, like just kind of start working through it. And I have some experience working as a developer, but I want to help you. And I want to try to see if I can encourage you to kind of keep doing these types of things, because I feel like if you have ideas and you want to make something so simple, like you shouldn't have to be waiting for someone else to make it. You can now go do it yourself. And if you are running into those types of challenges and problems, let me know, and I'd love to actually help you out. So send me a message on X, at RayFernando1337. I might even just make a landing page live so that I can have like a wait list so that people can actually email me and stuff and send me information and say, hey, because I actually feel like I want to create like little workshops that can be helpful. And maybe on the weekends, we can just kind of hang out in our workshops and just kind of build stuff together. And as you run into issues, maybe I can help you with like planning, or I can help you with like getting started, or I don't even know how to use a terminal. What is Git? I'd like to spend that time to explain that to you, because I feel like once you know some of those things, it's a little confusing at first. It's like going to the gym for the first time, figuring out what all these machines do. But once you get used to it and you get to a pattern and you start building, you can see how fast we can do things like this. And this only keeps building more and more and more. And so I wouldn't be afraid of this, like, you don't have to learn how to code phase. You just have to know how to be a little bit dangerous and how to look for things online so that you can start to maneuver and take the good pieces of what people do and bring that into your thing. And like, so you start to really become a designer / curator or purveyor of good apps. So definitely, yeah. So if you want to hit me up, RayFernando1337, that's down here in the chat. Dang, this is blowing up. This is so crazy. I really appreciate the love and support. And if you're not following me, I'm also on YouTube at RayFernando1337. So that's the place where you can go ahead and hit me up and stay subscribed, because that's basically where I'll have my live streams kind of dumping in. And I want to keep doing more of these because I feel like this is a super important time for us to build and learn together. And I have also other videos that I have done and stuff in AI. So definitely check that out. And I'm going to have some resources here. And so at RayFernando1337, like in my handle. And so, yeah, this app is pretty much ready to go. If you want this app, drop a comment right now, because like drop a comment or drop a chat, saying, I want this app, or like give a thumbs up and retweet like and say, Ray, like hit the little quote tweet here and hit quote and say, I want this app. And then what I'll do is go ahead and I'll send you a DM with the app so that you can start playing around with it and start chatting with it. So that'll actually save you some time, and so forth. So yeah, I'm going to drop this quote tweet right now. Reply if you want the app I just made. I have to do like the little the rocket emoji, because that's what we do here. We ship every day. Ship something every day. You could do this now. Yeah, literally. This is so crazy. This is so good. I don't know. I'm so excited. It's the little things. All right. So it's like, the little things here in life that make it worth and really exciting to do stuff and build and do things here. So yeah, so we have an SRT file. Let me go ahead and see if I can chat with something that's a little bit longer that I have. Do I have the Joao Moura? I have audio. Let's see what other interviews that I have SRT files for. Well, I have some really long SRT files, like super duper long over here, transcripts. Let's do that. I think that'll be really fun. So in here, in my downloads, I'm going to go to transcripts. I'm going to go to upload a different SRT file. Should I? Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Cancel. Okay, so let me go upload and let me just do this one here from this. Whoops. Transcript. I drag it in here. Upload. Okay. Yeah, see, this is a really, really, really long transcript. And I don't even remember what this stream was about. Oh, this is literally my first video, my 3-hour code stream where we're cooking with Cursor. So I'm going to say, what is this live stream about? And then it should be able to hit us up. Mike, I'd love to have this app. Yo, hit me up. Let's see. I don't have your on YouTube. I don't have the handle, but drop me. Are you on X? I gotta make a landing. You know what? I'm gonna make a landing page live right now so that y'all can drop the drop the handles and stuff. Because I need to do this. Like I've been wanting to do this, but I haven't done this for a while. Do you also use Cursor browser version or only in Cursor? Oh, Claude in browser. Oh gosh, yes. Oh man, that's the next level if you don't know. So Claude AI stuff. If you in here is basically, I heavily use it, and I'm a big user of what I call projects. So projects will let you do repeatable tasks over and over. And what's nice about projects is the fact that they basically, you can use, you can accomplish many goals and it doesn't really use up a lot of your context window. And what I mean by that is when I say like, I have one literally to dispute copyright claims for YouTube. And so what I do here is I have an assistant that says like I give it instructions to say, analyze the license information that I have for all the songs. And generate like a reply, because sometimes I get hit with copyright claims when I'm streaming and I'm literally using a streaming service to provide the music. So in here, all I do is just give it the information about the license. This is copied from there and it just generates this says, here you go. I just put this into my YouTube thing and it's good to go. And so this is super helpful. I also find it really, really helpful for like landing page copy. So I've made one to analyze landing pages, and this is like the bigger unlock. So if you don't know about this, my friend, this is like what I did in the first stream, but like this is where the real sauce is. And I have this copy, so you can try to copy the copy. No, but this is really extensive. So I did a study a little bit about landing pages, and I was able to gather that information, put it in here because there's different landing page styles. And so what you can do is literally like, I took this screenshot from Twitter. Somebody's like, hey, version A or version B? And I'm like, low key, both are not really that good, but let's just see if my landing page copy generator can cook, right? So I just dropped the screenshots like, I don't like either landing page, please analyze. And it did an analysis. It's like both are promoting AI marketing tools. And then this is what it analyzed for the current approach and like what it thought the target audience was just based off of those screenshots. And it gave the structure and it says, all right, let me cook and rewrite this. And so it says, now it gave me this. So it goes from like AI marketing tools to AI marketing hands-off growth for founders and stuff. So it even says like 676 founders have automated this. So like pretty cool stuff, right? And so like there's version 2, version 3, and like I liked version 2 because it says hate marketing. AI does it for you. It's like that is a way better call to action for me, because it's like, hey, it's actually speaking to someone who's a founder, like who hates marketing. You know, like the whole point of AI is to do it for you. And like if you're an AI tech person, this really speaks to you, right? Strategy to content, automated, boom. Like that is really, really next level stuff there. So like that's kind of where it's really all at. So yeah, this Claude, if you go to projects, like I think projects is a paid feature, well worth the cost. I use them both together with Claude Sonnet, and the way I justify it is literally as an employee that does different tasks really, really well. And it does amazing job, you know? And so with my friends at Pico Pro, I literally just dropped in like a markdown version of his website. And then I gave it the reviews from the App Store. And I just said, hey, can you make a new landing page copy that basically captures everything about what his app does, what users are saying, and how do I sell this? You know, how do we tell people about this idea? And that's what it is here. Like literally so cool, right? So I'm gonna get some more beats loaded. So if we can get some music here. And then, yeah, I was like, okay, like give me an analysis of the original marketing approach. And then it did that just right there. And what are the projects do I have? I have one for Next.js, like checking linting and regressions. So it does a code review for my code. And this is what I'm actually planning to do with Cursor. And then the next stream is Cursor technically should have this new thing called, let's see, what is it? In Command Shift I, a new composer. There should be a project view, and I don't see that here because I do have, I think I have the latest version, but I don't see that yet. So beta features, partial accepts, Cursor prediction, beta, interpreter mode. Huh. Yeah, it doesn't have it here yet. Maybe my version needs to be updated soon, or I don't know. But I saw somebody had that feature, and that's the feature that I saw at the Cursor meetup, is the projects thing. But basically, I want to bring everything that I'm doing in Claude projects into here, so that way I could just keep doing this, because this specific prompt is solely for checking for regressions and optimizing my app at every single way to make sure I'm using the correct server-side components, and it's extremely strict about its review. And so it even gives me recommendations and gives me the code. So it goes through those types of things. It goes through the functions. That way I'm not even having to repeat myself over and over again. And then it even gives me the code. All I do is like literally just drop it back in. Like it's so clean. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I run a token so fast. So the key is always creating new chat windows. And then if you take a project, one of the things that you want to do is, here we go. So like, let's just say this code review project, right? So like you've been working on this for a while, and it says, please create a new chat window soon because you're about to die. I mean, you're about to run out of tokens. And so what I do in Claude, I say, give me the instructions. Let me just put you up a little bit and make this a little bit bigger so that y'all can see this. Y'all can see the greatness here that's about to be unlocked. And this is like another 10x unlock just using AI. Is the way prompting like this. Okay, so give me the instructions to give to another LLM. Give me the instructions in markdown to give to another LLM, so I can so do Next.js linting and regressions, regression checks. So like this whole chat was about that, and like whatever you did. And if there was a key in sight, make sure to call that out, but you usually don't have to because it can kind of figure it out. It's just these models are totally next level these days. And so that's just kind of the way they work. So give me the instructions in Markdown to give to another LLM. So I can do Next.js linting and regression checks. So let me go ahead and hit send. And so what it's going to go ahead and do is that it should theoretically, give me here we go. Bruh, it just cooks. So what you can do is just copy this entire content and like go to Claude, hit project, hit start a new project, and then do the thing. And you should be good to go, and like, it'll do the thing. You can even put those instructions into like ChatGPT and just say like this, like literally paste those instructions in here, and then like give it a file. Like let's just go ahead and give it this file here from what we created, and then just hit here, and then hit run, and just see what it does. Please fix it. That's why I stopped using ChatGPT, because it just gets too... Yeah. This code sets up the edge function for the endpoint and leverages OpenAI for handling basic requests. This is how it should be structured. So yeah, basically updates error handling. So it basically added some error handling for the catch errors. Like if there's a request error, something's happening, coming back, and a bunch of other things. And then it updates it to GPT-4 Turbo to reflect the more standard model name. See, like GPT, I'm using 4.0, the like latest model, and they themselves are not even recommending their own latest model. They're recommending Turbo, which is not the hotness. It just varies. Your mileage may vary, right? So like for this one, I'm just gonna hit like, what I'm gonna do is just drag this in here. Whoops. Here's what I'll do. I'll show you how this works, just so that, because people want to know some of that workflow too. So in my project called the Next.js linting and regression checks here, this is a chat window. So I can start chatting right away. It's going to create a new chat, and it's going to use this project knowledge that I talked about, like this big old response. And it's not going to eat up away our tokens, and that's going to be cool. So I'm just going to drag this in here, and then I'm going to drag, what else? We have page. So it has that for context. We could drag up to 5 files. I don't think I really need this. I just need transcript. But I'll do it anyways, because since there aren't really that many files in here. Utils, parser, parser. Okay, that's 5 files. Okay. Please check for regressions and linting and performance issues. Okay, so I'm gonna hit send. And let's just see what Claude comes up with. I'm just really curious. So the good thing is that we committed all of our files and everything's chill right now. So this is basically a code review. AI is basically doing a code review for me. And so I'm gonna move myself so you can kind of see a little bit of what it's doing. Just cooking. Yo, this is crazy, right? So it says there's a potential error in the OpenAI model name. Use chat hook in the transcription. Include transcript in its dependency array. Yo, that's a pretty good catch. Performance should be improved by optimizing message rendering, and accessibility enhancements are needed, particularly for the file upload button. That's pretty hot. You can insert these instructions to the cursor rules instead of MD. Yes. Yeah, Luis, I need to play around a little bit more with cursor rules because I want to see, in fact, I think the cursor rules that I want to have are, I want to have 2 of them. I want to have something that does linting and regression checks separate from the generation of the code. The generation of the code, I actually want to be more like this. So like this system prompt with the key requirements and the capabilities, and that would kind of follow these like really good guidelines here a little bit. So I'm gonna move this. So, and like these are my code generation rules. So like generating the code, I want to have one set of instructions, and then like the post-processing stuff I want to have as another set of instructions. So that way, like these are pretty good standards. So like, how do I talk to a database? Like, how do I do revalidation and stuff like that? So let's just go ahead and see if I could do this too. Let's just go ahead and let's just cook, my friends. So let's go ahead and I'm going to create a new composer window. Before we do the cursor rules, I just want to see how this performs because we haven't done any changes to the code. So Command-Shift-I, and I'm going to say new composer. And then I'm going to add the files in that we want to basically have it review nearly everything in our app. So I'm just going to say my instructions are this, like this entire prompt. And I'm just going to hit Command, Shift, and Enter, which will chat with the entire code base as well. So I'm just basically going to say, hey, make sure we work with all these rules. Oh, that's right. So this is to analyze screenshots. Sorry. I forgot to update the rules, but I want you to review my code and make sure it fits those standards. Hit chat with code base, and then I'm going to move my head. Sorry. Move this stuff aside. I'm an absolute beginner. Grateful for the depth of the recent streams. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I would say definitely hit me up on the DMs at RayFernando1337. I want to try to see if I can help break things down a little bit more because, yeah, I come at it from a very advanced standpoint of view. But my goal is to try to make things a little bit simpler, and I want to make smaller pieces of content that are getting started. So what I would appreciate is actually kind of like what can be helpful for you? Like, what are you struggling with right now? So that I can make a video for that for you. Like today, if you say, I did this and this failed, like tell me that like in the chat or send me a DM at RayFernando1337 on X. My DMs are open. And like, I really, really do want to hear from you. I want it, and then I want to make a video for it because, kind of want to really break that down and try to provide as much value for you for free because that's kind of what it's all about. So you put that at the root folder so that they are rules for the project, and you write them in the config, and then the rules are for all. Okay, so every time I do it, it's going to reference that file. Thank you, Luis. That's super helpful. I think I might try that next with this. I might tweak my prompt so that it does that because my prompt here is expecting a design. It's expecting me to drop in like a landing page. Okay, so I forgot to update the rules, but I want you to review my code and make sure it fits those standards, and hit enter. Let's see. Did it not go? I think it didn't go. Okay, let's hit enter. Cook. Cook. Just cook. Just cook. Too good. Too good. Man, AI. So fun. I love this stuff. Look at that. It's refactoring our code. Let's go. Dang. Dang. Get out. It's like, I got you, fam. I'm just going to... Sheesh. I'm going to accept all. What did you do? Cursor, what is you doing? Wow. Okay. Let me expand the chat. So the composer view. All right. They came back with a whole bunch of stuff. It says, all right, understood. I'm ready to assist in generating. Oh, yeah. So let's go through each file. So it went through transcript and it's generally well structured. So it just changed the function declaration to the arrow syntax, which is cool. Remove the export default. And then it updated. Looks good for the SRT parser. No practice, no changes needed. It's recommended a pattern for use this. And this file can be simplified. Okay, so remove unnecessary components. Added type annotation for message. Okay, and the map. Overall, your code is well structured and follows. Thank you. Of course, you generated it, so I'm just chilling. So accept all. And then let's go ahead and close this down and see what happened. What did you change? Did it refactor a whole bunch of stuff? Okay. Oh, okay. I see you. I see you. Use client. Okay. Oh, did it? Suspense chat. Oh, I think it just moves stuff around in my app. Okay. Just use bun dev and see what composer did. Test and prod. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the dev side of me. Bun dev. Just YOLO, right? As long as it still works, I'm good. I'm Gucci. Okay, let's see. Can we still analyze a file? Let's see. Yeah. This is a massive transcript. 231 kilobytes, like so many lines. But let's just go. Look at this. 3 hours of a live stream. Let's go. What was this about? It's probably going to choke. Low key. Bruh. We cooked. We cooked. This is a 3-hour live stream. My first live stream I did on Sunday about Cursor. Yo, what questions do you want to ask about me in that chat? This is kind of hot. Not gonna lie. Specifically Cursor and Claude to build a landing page. The host shares tips and tricks for prompt engineering, discusses workflows for coding, and shows how to generate marketing copy using AI. Throughout the stream, the host engages with viewers, answers questions, and showcases capabilities and enhancing productivity. Additionally, the host emphasizes the importance of marketing, encourages viewers to utilize tools like Canva for quick website creation. Overall, the stream focuses on leveraging AI for coding and design while sharing personal insights in tech field. Yo, it nailed it. So that's in, on my stream. This is like literally the building with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, like this stream 5 days ago. Dang, already has 2,400 views. Oh. I'm going to call this app demo. Wow. No way. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can't believe it. Okay. Whoa. This is so cool. I really love this a lot. Okay. And then like, give me a bullet point summary of the stream in sections. Let's see. Here's a bullet point summary. Oh, I see. It's using markdown, and that's kind of why we don't see it like formatted correctly. Okay. Let's see if we can cook. Okay, so this worked. This refactoring worked. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is command Control Shift K, get commit the latest changes with a good message. I don't know. See what it comes up with. Okay, great. Whatever. So like this kind of does this thing here. All right, go. Let me move myself to the side. So my goal was to so help me fix the reply so that my chat can do markdown. Okay, so in command, I'm gonna get rid of this little thing here. what I'm going to go ahead and do is in Cursor and go in Composer, I'm going to hit plus to create a new like topic type of things. And then I'm going to give it most of my app because I feel like it may need it. So, okay. So I noticed the response from OpenAI is in markdown, and I want that to be properly formatted for my app, so the user can see the markdown rendering and not see things like whatever it is. Yeah. And so I'm gonna go ahead and hit, chat with Codebase, and let's go. So the reason why I committed the changes is that if something royally messed up, I can still go back to something. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, we got 1,305 people on the stream on X. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. This is actually really crazy. This is probably like my biggest stream I've ever had. This is awesome. 13 people on YouTube and 1 person on Twitch. That's awesome. Connection failed. Why? Try again, please. Try again. Can you please try again? Please. All right. So chat transcript. So if we go back to Composer, to properly rendering, it looks like we need this library here. And so, and then it looks like it generated most of the code except for like this one, it kind of failed. So rejected. Let me see. It fails to connect, and can you retry again? I am using bun, so please give me the commands to install the dependencies I need with bun. Okay, let's just go ahead and see if we can do this again. Just curious, because it looks like it created the file. Awesome. So I should be able to like basically pick this up and move this, and I want to add the bun add react markdown. So that's what I wanted to do here. Copy, and I'm going to do this here. Bun add react markdown. Cool. Okay, so it looks like it did its thing. I'm going to go ahead and accept all, and we're just going to YOLO. So can you provide transcripts timestamps in a video to direct you to where the question was answered? We could probably add that feature, because right now I'm just doing generic transcripts, but I don't give it like a YouTube video link yet, and I think I probably will do that. So that could probably be the next feature I can add in the future here. So let's see. I want to Command Shift P and then restart the TypeScript server, so we're good. And then like literally just bun dev and see if we can run this. Let's see if I can. Okay, so we're running, no errors. Okay. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is make myself a little bit smaller, just so that y'all can see us cook. Okay, upload SRT. I'm gonna move this a little bit to the side. All right, cool. So the SRT is here. Give me a bullet point summary of the string. Send. Okay, so now it does the formatting correctly, but it doesn't have the bullet points. Interesting. I wonder why. So let's go ahead and see. Command I. React Markdown. I asked it for a bullet point summary, but I don't see the bullet points in the UI. And then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, I think you can like take a screenshot and then give it to it. So like I should be able to grab this screenshot from my desktop and give it to it. So let me go ahead and see if I can fix that. So we can do this here. Screenshot is right here. Yeah, cool. In here, yeah, okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit Codebase. The speed's so cold. Okay, cool. are not visible in the UI. Okay, the streams focus on cursor. Okay. Well, I want you to give me the code, please. Okay, it's done. Fix it. A lot of my recent work with AI has been trying to get my LLMs to show its work so it instills users' confidence. I like that idea. I like that a lot, actually. Oh, so like how it got the answer? That's a really good point. I think that's what we're talking about. Like when it's referencing things into the chat, like please reference like a snippet of code. Okay, I think we could do that. We could definitely do that. I did that with another app that I did, and that was really easy to do. Okay, so to fix the issue... Oh, CSS Markdown. Okay, let me just go and apply all. Let's go. So we have Markdown styles. Oh, okay. Oh, so it even gives us how it's going to display them. Nice. And then it introduced them into the app. Let's go ahead and hit bun dev. Actually, oh, it may have even updated it for us. Okay, let's get bun dev. Upload SRT. And then give me a bullet point summary of the stream. Please be sure to reference where you got the information. Boop. Let's go. This is it. This is really good. Wow. I like the way gosh, Jesus, this is amazing. Did you get Composer activated? Yeah. Actually, that's the Command Shift I. And Jordan, in order to do that, at the very top right the corner, we have the little gear. You have to go into the beta feature and then make sure that Composer here is actually enabled so that you can get that to work for you. And once you do that, if you do Command I, what ends up happening with Command I, as I show you and move my head a little bit, is, whoops, I don't need that. So in here, Command I will bring up the Composer view. And then if you want to do the control panels, Command Shift I, or hitting this little gear thing, and it pops it up. And so this will just take over. And then each of these little drop downs are basically like little conversations you have if you have a new Composer. And so you can add files. And then this has this little chat window here on the side, and it will just tell you the work that it's doing for each of these files. So, and then to bring it back down to the floating window, you could do this. And then this resets the Composer into like this, whoops, I think I got rid of all my chats. Scheiße. Oh no, okay. Oh, okay, good. Maybe? Yeah, I think I did. I just totally nuked my thing. It's okay. But we got what we wanted for the result. So that's kind of it. So yeah. I find Composer more useful than generic chat. Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah. So basically, yeah, here we go. We have our full-fledged app that's running. And basically we have the transcript here on the side. We have like a 3-hour live stream, and I told it to provide a bullet point information and also to provide the sources of where it got the information. So the host shares their approach, and then transcripts lines 1 through 2, and then like lines 16 through 19. And so the iteration that Lawrence was suggesting about trying to get the LLMs to show the work is probably more prompt based, and to basically tell the LLM to show its work. So right now it's trying to show its work through lines, but we can probably be more explicit in our prompt to kind of give us little actual snippets of, you know, how we should display that. So so it says, when it says like, please reference, be sure to reference where you get the information, we could just say, I want you to provide a quote for the references, not the line numbers. So I'll go hit send. So let's see here. Here we go. So here's a bullet point summary of the stream with quotes for reference. So I think it just kind of got hung up and stopped. So we'll have to like debug that in a little bit. So that'd be cool. So yeah. Oh no, it's actually still going. The stream is still going. This is amazing. Oh, wow. See, here you go. We fixed it. Actually, it's not if we fixed it. We did it with the prompt. And so this is awesome. What the prompt lives over here in the route, and this is the prompt. And so it's only whatever instructions we give it is as good as whatever our responses are going to be. That's kind of why we're getting the responses we get. And so if this is something that we want to do all the time and we like it, which I kind of do, I like that it says like bullet point summary, and it says this is kind of what it's doing. It's pretty cool. And so what I could do is maybe make a new tab that says like, summaries or whatever like that, and have that type of thing going on. But like, yeah, this is basically our chat with the transcripts all kind of done here. It's like formatted nicely in little markdown. It's got this stuff going on and it works. So this is pretty awesome. I think if I do ui.chatcn.com, what I can do here, I'm going to switch to like light mode. Yeah, light mode, dark mode, it doesn't matter. What I could do is there's a theme section because I think I'm using this, right? So I can do customize, and I could say, I want to make this in the like, maybe in the blue style, it's just more cool, or yellow, or violet, or orange. Orange is kind of chill. And then I want my radius to be like more circular. And I want the like mode, dark mode, or light mode. Okay. So I like this dark mode and light mode. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to go to copy code. And so this should be the code for this styling that we like here, which is kind of this orange look, which is kind of chill. And so before we do anything, let's go ahead and commit the changes since we know things are working. So I'm going to do Command-Shift-K, git commit with describe what we changed. Okay, perfect. Cool. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and get some more music going while we do that. And then go ahead and let's see, lo-fi chill beats. Command-Shift-I, or Command-I. Wait, okay. Command-I. Oh, did my Command-I stop working? Okay, here we go. And so what I want to do is go ahead and, I don't know where everything's at. Maybe but we want to go ahead and maybe, yeah, hit done. Help me change the colors so that it fits this style, and then paste it in. And then I think it's like Command-Shift-Enter to chat with the code base. Yeah, Command-Shift-Enter. And now it's generating. It's going to do its thing to generate. So it'd be kind of cool to change the color there. Are you going to build a homepage for this? Yeah, I probably should. Right now it's just an app, like to build like a landing page and stuff. And yeah, we're almost 2 hours into the stream. Dang. I actually even need to get food. I'm so hungry. This is rad. Yeah, isn't that cool? It's literally building with Cursor. We started from scratch, literally with the idea. We went from V0 dev here. And from there, came up with the idea and said, hey, we should probably do this thing and like build the thing, and had some, basically a working app within just one prompt. And then we've just continued to refine it and have popped into Cursor to basically do what we're doing now with the app here. So, and make these little refinements over time. So please excuse the noise. Yes. Okay. All right. So here we go. So let's update the globals, components, and styles to use the new color scheme. Accept all. Cool. Save all. All right. There's a problem here. What's the problem? I don't think there's a problem. Command-Shift-P, and then let's go ahead and restart the TypeScript server. Yeah, everything's good. That's what I needed to do. And let's just bun dev this beat. Bun dev. Bun dev. All right, let's refresh. We should have our orange buttons. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, I like this already. Dang, look at that. Oh, this is clean. Yo. So ui.chatcn.com. Go to themes, customize the colors, whatever you want. That's how you cook, my friends. This is already super clean. Give me a bullet point summary with quotes. Send. Look at that. Not gonna lie, this is already looking so clean. So clean. Oh, look at the quotes and the italics. Wow, this is gorgeous. This is a really good app already. And it's using the OpenAI endpoint. Let's go. My goodness, my friends. Oh, wow, we have 1,583 people on X tuning in for the live stream. Wow, that's amazing. And then we have 17 people live on YouTube. Definitely give that thumbs up, give the retweet, give the like. This is I'm blown away. This is really, really cool. I'm just really honored that you're kind of hanging out with me, building with code and stuff, and doing these things, because you see how we made this app like from scratch and stuff, and we're still cooking. So, wow, this is amazing. Look at that. This is gorgeous. Okay, I like this. What I'm gonna do is gonna do the same thing. Git commit message. Git commit changes with explanation message. I don't even know. There's gotta be a button. Cool. See, updated changes to latest JavaScript feature, including improvements to SRT, parsing, markdown styles. Yes. Superb. We'll watch tomorrow morning. It's past midnight. Hey, Argit, definitely thanks for tuning in. Yeah. The stream is the stream is also going to be available, is available on YouTube. And so at Fernando1337 is the spot to check that out. I have my YouTube thing there. And so within that, even on my X profile as well, at Fernando1337. So within that here, you should be able to catch the stream for later to watch and comment and do the things that you need to do. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Just building with the vibes right now on X, on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever meets your fancy is kind of what we do. So yeah. Oh, my friend Hosna just reached out to me and says 1,500 people watching on stream. Yeah, this is absolute bonkers. I really love this, but this is just amazing. I'm really happy that y'all are here. 1,600. Let's just keep this rolling. Retweet if you're liking this. Send this to a friend. Let's just vibe, because we're chatting with our transcripts. Literally built this app from scratch. And I probably could have built this in like 5-10 minutes, but it's even more fun to kind of try to explain as I go. And I know some stuff is a little bit over their head, and I do want to help you as well. If you're just getting started and you want to take the idea, you shouldn't let code kind of stop you from achieving those goals. Coding is not necessarily now for smart people. It's for people like you to try to do things every day with. And it really helps if you have someone that's a little bit more experienced to try to walk you through different things that could happen. And so I'm thinking about creating a little small cohort that we can hang out either on the weekends or after work online and just do these types of exercises, and you can ask me questions. So I need to make a landing page. So I might do that in my next stream, is like make a landing page for this cohort so that we can code together and kind of hang out. Because I think it'd be really cool to have a community for that. And I've thought about toying with the Discord. The only thing that's kind of not really cool about the Discord is the fact that you have all this spam bots and stuff. And I'm not really trying to moderate. I'm really trying to do my other projects and stuff on the side. And I kind of want to have a really more focused group, people who really want to like dedicate some time and kind of hang out and chat and stuff, because you get to see my style here and kind of hang out. So wow, this is amazing. Wow. And comment if you want the code for this. I'm gonna probably publish this to my GitHub, and I could reply back to you with a link. And if you're on X, just send me a DM. If you're on X, what I would suggest you do is like say reply if you want to make this app. So just go to my stream, hit the little quote button here. It says repost, and hit quote and say, I want the code in this stream. Exclamation, whatever you want. Fire emojis, whatever. And then hit post. And then that's where I'll be able to hook you up with the code. So this is pretty cool. Wow. Past interview was used to data source stream. Yeah, basically, pretty much. Like, isn't that cool? Like we're doing this. So can we have a Discord community? Yes. I'm going to work on that. I do want to make it like a paid Discord community, because I would like to hire a moderator. I don't want to spend full-time like moderation, and I don't even know how much moderators cost, but I'll probably look. I don't know. I think something reasonable would be really cool. Orange is my color. Yeah, orange is my bay. Orange is so clean. Aren't you great? This is so nice. I like this. This is so chill. So here we are. So what I want to do is go ahead and improve the prompt. So the whole point of me committing the messages here was the fact that, let me restart my server. I wanted to improve my prompt so that it has the bullet points like all the time or something, or whenever asked for a summary, please provide quotes from the transcript. So like Command I, and then I'm going to actually just chat with the prompt. I think the prompt is in the route. Just there. Help me improve the prompt So when people ask questions, you can give a quote from the transcript to show where you got the information. People want to know the source of how you made your decisions. So how things were analyzed, and they want to have confidence that you didn't hallucinate. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at here. I'm gonna do @route. I don't think that matters, but we'll see. I'll just hit enter. Let's go see what happens. So what it should do is like give me a better prompt. Jordan, cool. Down to be a moderator. Yeah. That'd be chill. What I should do, if I wasn't so hungry, I would go, because I haven't even had breakfast yet. I literally just turned on the stream just to help y'all out. But I might come back later on or come back tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow would be really cool. So tomorrow, tune in. I'm gonna make a landing page so that y'all can sign up for a wait list to get into this community. How about that? Because why not use code to get code to help you help me help you? Yeah, I catch that. I like saying stuff like that. It's pretty funny. Okay, so let's take a look at the route and just accept all. So one of the good things about committing early and committing often is the fact that you can always take a look at the changes here. So one of the things we're going to do here is take a look at what changed. And so what has changed so far is the instructions for the prompts, so that it says analyze the transcript carefully, provide direct quotes, format quotes in markdown like this. After each quote, explain how it relates to the question. If the question cannot be answered, say politely and explain why. So you can see how we refine our quotes, our prompt, and how, watch, I'll show you how big of an impact this has just on asking like, tell me what this is about. So watch this. Bun dev to run our server again. And like, I'm going to refresh our web page here and we're back. All right, cool. So I'm going to upload the SRT file. This is literally a 3-hour transcript of my first live stream, just for those who are just tuning in. We're going to analyze this now. This is the app we made from scratch literally 2 hours ago now. Sheesh. So like, what is this about? A boot for my friends in Canada. Okay, where are you from tuning in from? We have 1,809 people on the stream. We got, if you're on YouTube, give the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you're, on YouTube as well, hit the little share button, share with a friend, post on your favorite Discords or wherever you're at. Share this with a friend saying, hey, this guy cooks and this guy has got it going on. And yeah, I just want to know where everyone's from so that I know when to do the live streams and various things. So the live stream is doing this. For example, the host mentions XYZ. And so it's basically doing this type of thing. It's basically overanalyzing. Give a bullet point summary. Let's just see how it does. So what's happening here is that it's taking my transcript, the entire transcript, that huge file, sending it back with all of our previous conversations. And so it's streaming that back in real time. Boom. This is amazing. So cool. Switzerland. Thank you for tuning in from Switzerland. I think it's pretty late over there. It's almost 8 o'clock, right? Yeah, 7 or 8 o'clock. Jeez. Yeah. Because we're 11:43 here in Pacific time. Wowza. Cool. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Cool. And for those who are just tuning in, I'm gonna actually have this up on rayfernando.ai, and maybe that'll be a good way to get stuff going in here. So in rayfernando.ai, if you go here, just drop your email here would be a good way to kind of like maybe kick this off, because I want to stay in touch with you. Because for the people who have been kind of staying around for a little while, you've been cooking with me, and I want to give you like the source code for the project for those who are interested. So like when you drop the email, just I'll probably reply back and say, hey, welcome, and like, get you the source code for the project. Because I think that'd be really cool for you to have and kind of play around with. And you can kind of see what we've done so far. And I also have like the prompt in here. So rayfernando.ai. So let me just type this in here. Actually, let me just put this here. rayfernando.ai. So in the chat, you should be able to click this, hopefully. I'm going to pop it up here. rayfernando.ai. My friends, make it super big. We're just going to blow it up. Real Godzilla. Right there. Also, find me on X at rayfernando1337. And we out here building, doing the real thing. And if you want also on X, all you have to do is to get the code. You just have to reply and say, I want the app. And that way we get to play with it together. It's been quite a journey, my friends. From 2 hours ago, we started with nothing. The idea from going to V0 to like even my session ended. It's like, you've been cooking too long, to creating the idea here on V0, using V0 to actually generate the chat app, and then take this like fully working chat app, put it in, connect it to the OpenAI endpoint, do that all live on stream, and then start dragging in transcripts and start asking questions and so forth. And so that goal of my friend asking me to create a thing so you can chat with transcripts, literally we did it in like an hour and some change. And we just spent some time using Cursor to go through our code, make some refinements, and add additional like colors and stylings and things, and make it a little bit more approachable for those who do that stuff. Inside Cursor beta. Oh, for people who are looking for how to get Cursor. So for those who are joining in, the interpreter mode that was hitting Command I, or the composer mode, that is actually located. Let me show you real quick. At the very top right corner, there's a little gear. You hit the gear. I'm gonna get rid of this here. In the beta section, there's a composer. So if you go to that, it should be enabled. And once you enable that, it's going to Command I to pop this little window up, and then Command Shift I is the one that kind of makes the whole window bigger. And on the top left, there's these little like menus that kind of collapse and make it available so you can start chatting. And then this plus option basically allows you to add files in the composer view. So that will bring it into the context. Hit done. And then that way you can chat with things. If you aren't really sure, you could just leave whatever you have there, test, and hit chat with codebase. This chat with codebase at the bottom is going to allow you to chat with entire codebase. So it will pull the files in by reference. And one of the things I learned is no matter what you're doing in the app, if you have a build error or something happens with the code, it will already have that in the context when it's sending that stuff back up. So sometimes it's easier to copy the information, put it in here, but sometimes you could just say fix the build error and it would already know what to do. There could be some bugs, but I'm pretty sure it should be fixed by now. So the top right here is the chat window, but this is like the composer view that the piece people are looking for. And then the composer view is basically what we've been doing this past time to iterate and create files for us here on the side. And those files that were created and all these different things are modified as a result of the composer. And I really didn't have to review much of the code. I just hit accept and just kept rolling. So yeah, that's the app, our friends. And so, yeah, we're almost at 2,000 people, 1,962. That's amazing. Wow. So what we basically have witnessed is we've created a chat with your transcript app from scratch. I'm deploying it and running this locally. It's using the OpenAI endpoint, using GPT-4o Mini to send my transcripts up, from the SRT files. It's a 3-hour live stream that I just sent right up. And we're literally chatting with the app, and then went to ui.chatcn.com. Went to the theme section up here. And from the theme section, that's where we're able to customize and change our colors. And so maybe one last trick before we get people to leave is to make dark mode and light mode toggle. Yo, McKay Wrigley. Oh my God, you're my favorite person on Twitter to chat with. Like, you have inspired me so much to make apps, and like literally seeing you code with Next.js and using the OpenAI endpoint was like the reason why I switched to like using Next.js, because I was trying to code with Python and it was a pain in the ass to like try to make chat apps or do anything. And seeing you like post your chat app, like for those who don't know, McKay Wrigley is a legend, literally a legend. Yeah. McKay. Yeah. And so he has 155,000 Twitter followers for a reason. because he just constantly posts value and has posted so much like stuff for the open source community, and has open sourced like some of the original chat apps, which so many people use, and some of the original templates that we talked about earlier on Vercel are available from him because he put that up and people were able to use that as like their own version of ChatGPT. And so he did that from scratch before Cursor was like really a thing and before AI was really good at coding. So this kid like really crushed it. And I'm just really blown away. It's really happy to see you here and on the stream as well and participate. And for those who don't know, he actually has a Cursor course. So he has actually started a course to, I think it's this thing called, I think it's on here somewhere, right? Am I missing it? Yes, he already has 1,500 people. There's like a launch discount here. And so basically it's coding Cursor with AI, and he has a whole breakdown of how you can do this stuff. So you can do like the setup, the tab, and he goes through all these features in detail. And so I haven't had a chance to check it out, but if you have a chance to check it out, a lot of people are talking about it right now. And it looks, he already has like a 3-hour, 45-minute content of it. And so he's just going to keep posting content on there. And within that, I think he has like a 45-minute video as well. Yeah, join takeoff courses Cursor. So there's people who are excited about Cursor right now. And yeah, he's got this here. Oh, cool. Nice. Let's go. Oh my gosh, he's got all this content over here. Jesus. Not started. Okay. Oh, it's a preview only. Okay, courses. Got it. So he has one course right now, and then coming soon will be the rest parts of it. And we'll basically kind of walk you through like what is Cursor and like the whole thing right here. So this is going to be really good because for me, I'm coming at it from like the engineer. I used to work on client side stuff, and now coming at it from the other side. And I'm pretty sure he's got this whole thing like kind of refined down as far as like organizing the thoughts, because he has lots of experience using back-end web dev, and I'm just approaching it right now kind of like an 8-year-old playing with code. So McKay has lots of experience. Love to hear it. Much respect to you, my friend. Yeah, definitely. So if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and give him a follow. His course thing is at jointakeoff.com. Let me just go ahead and put this up here. So for those who are interested, because I know like people are trying to figure out how to get to this stuff and learn. I think it's really important to share resources and what people have online and available for things here. So yeah, jointakeoff.com, do that thing, and go support your boy McKay Wrigley, because he's got it. He's got it going on. And yeah, I'm just doing code streams, kind of playing around here, experimenting and showing people how to do stuff from my perspective. So just launched at FYI. Lots coming. Don't want to hijack your stream though. Just admiring what you're doing here. Ah, cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And yeah, let's hang out. Let's chat. If you're in the Bay Area, especially for one of these conferences, let's hang out, because it'd be kind of fun to hang out and chat and stuff. I know you sometimes make it over for these conferences. And so I go back and forth between the Bay Area and so forth. And yeah. Oh, co-stream. I'm so down for this. This is so good. Yeah. And then, yeah, if you need help with like audio video stuff, I got you covered. We'll have to like collab, and I'll show you kind of my setup. Like, because I have like a serious streaming setup, camera, laptop, got the boards and stuff and the microphones and trying to do this. Like, I love streaming. It's so fun. It's like a really cool way to connect with people and help everyone out do their thing. So like we get it super crispy, you know what I mean? So yeah, it looks really chill. All right. So I think one thing I wanted to do before we take off here was to see if we can add a dark mode and light mode toggle, because what's cool is like some people love like severely outclassing my stream setup. Nah, don't worry, man. Like, I think it's really about content. People want to know how to do stuff. And I'm a camera head. And for those who don't know, I'm also a photographer, rayfernando.com. Like, it's literally like a side hobby, but I won one of the awards for Apple for the shot on iPhone. And it was literally that Patagonia photo that you just saw. And I love to travel the world and take photography and stuff. And it's probably one of my favorite photos. I actually need to, maybe I'll do that on the stream where I create the store, because I've been wanting to create a store so people can order my prints. I haven't even created anything. Like, I'm one of those artists that like takes the photos and forgets about it. And then like people ask about it, like, hey, can you tell me about that recent trip you did? And it's like, dang, I was like, yeah, I should probably do something with my stuff because people like my photographs. And when you're too busy coding and doing stuff, you just kind of, I don't know. You just do other things. Let me just let y'all enjoy this peaceful view of, oh, yeah, my head is gone. Okay, good. Oh, I should be able to put my head back here if I click this button. Okay. Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. So that's just landscapes. All right, so let's just kind of start wrapping up our things. Oh, thank you, man. So cool. So let's just see if we can add a dark mode and light mode, because that's kind of one of my favorite things to do. So Command-Shift-P to restart the TypeScript server, just to make sure our errors go away. And then everything's looking Gucci here. There's a problem because of these stream things and we're going to fix those in a little bit. So I don't like this latest change that happened. So I'm going to go to, I'm just going to revert this change that we just did because that change kind of messed things up a little bit. So, all right, cool. So we should be able to just restart our stream, this TypeScript server. Yep. Okay, cool. And then these were the latest changes that we did for the transcript. Bundev. Quit here. Let me just refresh, make sure everything's still working. Bullet point summary. Cool. So we're still working on this. All right. Cool. Nice. All right. Yeah, so this looks pretty good. It looks like as expected. So let's go ahead and add dark mode and light mode. So we just do Command-Shift-I. And let's go ahead. Yeah, we're hitting test. We're going to hit a new composer window. And then I'm going to just go ahead and give it the different files just so it has everything in its context. Hit done. And then let's go ahead and say, I want to make a dark mode and light mode toggle. So users can change between both. And let's just go ahead and chat with Codebase as well, just because I'm not really sure. And then let's just see. Let's cook, my friends. Let's see, did it go? Chat with Codebase? Okay, here we go. Okay, generating. So it's reviewing all my files right now. And to add dark mode light, we need to make a few changes. Install Next themes. Yo. Dang, let's go. I love this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say accept all. All right, and then what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I can't forget to keep telling it bun command for this. I think it's like bun add next themes. Yeah, okay, but I just want to do that. Command C to kill our terminal, and then I'm gonna do Command K to kind of clear things out, and then Command V to paste in what we got here. Hit enter, and it adds the themes thing. And then let me get rid of the chat. Let me get rid of this. And it should have added the code in for us. And so we're just gonna just bun dev it and YOLO. Bun dev. All right, let's go. Failed to compile. Let's see. Oh, that's because I changed the code. This is so fun. This is why I love to code. It's so magical. This is like too magical. Yo, this is so fire. I'm not gonna lie, this is so fire. I love this stuff. Just a little button. Like, wow, this is so cool. I could do this for days. Okay, I'm gonna upload the SRT file one more time. I wonder what my OpenAI build is gonna be. What is this stream about? Please provide bullet points and quotes. Okay, send. And then let's make this dark. This is so clean. I love the dark mode. Oh, wow. This is gorgeous. Yo, we cooked. We cooked. This stream cooked, my friends. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yo, this absolutely stunning. Okay. We've really have come a long ways this entire stream. 2,417 people on X, 12 people on YouTube, 1 person on Twitch. Wow. Wow, we've really, holy moly. Chat with transcript. So basically these SRT files are generated whenever you have like a YouTube transcript. And so the next step that I'm going to probably do in the next stream, either tomorrow and like next week or later in the week, would be like, can I give it a YouTube URL and have it do the same thing, right? But the whole reason why I made this specific app was so that this was by request by someone who was watching the stream last time and said, hey, I watched a 3-hour stream. I'm a doctor and I do some other type of clinical work, and I want to just be able to do these types of things and analyze them offline. And so right now we're using the OpenAI endpoint as a way to do this, to connect to another server to do the analysis. But the next step here would be to try to see if I can make this all run locally, so I can run it on my local inference and have my own models running locally, so that way I'm not dependent on OpenAI. But this is a really good first version of a prototype to say, hey, any type of transcripts you can run. If you trust OpenAI, it would send the transcript up and then do some work and then bring it back down in the way that we're doing it here. And we basically have made this our own fully fledged app to do this type of thing, dark mode, light mode. And to implement this, I mean, you saw all this code that changed. It added this new code here with these new files, even updated code in our app. And to do this by hand would just take so long, but now we're chilling. We're so chilling. So just going to make one last commit so that we can just save this thing. Git commit with message of changes. My English is so bad. All right, cool. Oh, I know why. I forgot to add. So add latest changes and just to get and add message of what we changed. So I want to be able to do this. So I just do this all by voice because that'll be so cool. Here we go. Boop. Okay, so now all of our changes are in. Command Shift P to restart the TypeScript server. So that way everything's green and good. Cool. So we should be good. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we have our fully fledged app that was here. And as we saw, this 3-hour live stream that I had, that I did from like 5 days ago is on here. We're able to ask it questions. And not only do we ask it questions, it tells us quotes from the actual stream, which is amazing. And today we're going to cook. That's right. Literally chef's pot, cooking with Cursor. That was like my intro for like the first video. This is great. That's literally what I said. And then we could even copy and paste this and like look for it in the transcript, Command F. Yeah, cooking. Like, see, that's right. We're literally going to cook. Today we're going to show. This is so cool, right? Yeah, this is amazing. And we have a light mode. We have dark mode. Wow, all in one thing. And we were just able to do this. And we haven't even talked about styles or anything. The focus was to use Cursor, get started with the app, prototype. And that's what we did here. So Ray Fernando 1337. You could find me on X at Ray Fernando 1337. That's where I live, my friends. You can find me connecting with a community of other friends and people who are building with Cursor. And I definitely appreciate everyone who's been tuning in, because this has probably been like making the stream more amazing. We almost have like 3,000 people all up in here, enjoying and trying to build together. And eventually I want to get a Discord going. But before I do a Discord, I'm going to do a live stream about creating a landing page for Discord, because why not? It's kind of meta, but yeah. And I'm trying to figure out like how much people would actually really be interested in that. And I probably would like to hire someone to manage the Discord, because I don't want to spend my full time, managing Discord groups. But I do find a lot of value in connecting with people and sharing and building at the same time. I did that to learn a lot of my skills, in person, just a little bit of background before I let you go. If you want to tune in, this is just a little bit about Ray's section. So I used to be an engineer at Apple for 12 years. And I went from like literally working at the Genius Bar to kind of going into working in engineering, plugging devices in and working on restore stuff, to, being in charge of like the update system for the Apple Watch and a bunch of other stuff and making sure it works. And being involved in extremely high profile stuff behind the scenes. Have also been involved in like literally giving the watch to Johnny Ive with the software, and then him taking it to like, Anna Wintour before like the announcements and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So it's been a really amazing journey, and getting to see so many different things and work with amazing people. I got to work with Iman Chowdhury, who's currently the founder of Humane, and also Bethany as well. I worked with them at Apple. Really great people, great, wonderful human beings. And it's just been so blessed to be around so many amazing people. literally be in the office with like Tim Cook before the Apple Watch announcement. It's just like, it's just been an incredible journey, and I'm just so blessed to be here. And now I'm currently on my own. I suffered COVID back in 2020 and had like a massive health, crisis with like inflammation in my brain and so forth, and have now been able to bounce back, and just so excited with the advent of Cursor, because now all the stuff that would take me so long to do because of having like this long COVID stuff, I could do way, way faster. And now it's just literally at the speed of thought and thinking and speaking. And so this is kind of where we're going, and I want to take you along this journey. And I don't know what this looks like, but I feel like connecting on the live stream with you is probably the best way to get started and establish this type of relationship. So if you're liking what's going on, definitely appreciate the follows. If you haven't subscribed yet, at RayFernando1337 on YouTube, hit the little subscribe there. Find me on X as well. X is kind of where it goes down a lot for me, because I post a lot on X and like to connect with the AI community on there. Lots of good friends and lots of great places to recommend for you to connect on there as well. I have my friend Alex Volkov, who runs the Thursday AI show. We're talking about like the best AI show and to find out the latest news. McKay Wrigley, who's currently has this course on Cursor, and my other good friends. Everyone who's been popping on to drop a comment. Definitely love you guys. Love everyone who's been able to participate. I try to keep these vibes high, because that's kind of what we do around here. So if you're liking what we're doing, give that thumbs up, retweet, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. Y'all know what to do. Run it for the internets and stuff like that. We're trying to keep our aura really high for 2024 into 2025. So aura, that's a whole next level thing. We're gonna get to that a little bit later. So, all right, friends, I think it's time for me to go get some breakfast. If you've enjoyed this live stream, share it with a friend, share it with your loved ones, talk about it, make comments on X. That's how we're gonna grow. And we're going to grow this community together. I don't know what this looks like, but we're going to keep it real saucy, real crispy. Bilawal. Stream looks so crispy and yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I got the real lights. I got the real cameras. I got the Canon R5. It's going down. Actually, if you haven't had a chance, like this guy's streams are, not his streams, his videos are crispy as hell. It's got the really cool animations and also talking about AI and stuff like that. So this is where it goes down with my friends. Aman Argawal, hey, Ray, what's up? Yo, what's up, man? Just kind of signing off. I got to get some food. And as I sign off, we're about to like almost cross the 3K mark with the live stream. So definitely appreciate it. This is probably like the biggest stream I've ever had. And I'm just blown away by all the people who've been able to swing by. It looks expensive. Low key, yeah. I mean, that's why I worked for 12 years at Apple, so that I can have some real crispy streams. See that whole work just kind of compiles. Nah, there's some cool ways to do this. Actually, if you don't have to break your budget, like these lights and stuff that I have, like maybe $100, Amazon, and like these little globe things as well. Like it doesn't have to cost that much. So it's actually kind of, and a good microphone. Shure SM7B, solid. My favorite microphone. Picks up a lot of my bass. If you meet me in person, I probably don't sound as bassy as this, but I'm very particular about audio and how things sound and how things look. Obviously, being a photographer. Yeah, if you have a chance, rayfernando.com. I have my photography, and I do photography and wildlife and various things as a hobby. And that's kind of how this gateway drug started, is because I started collecting camera gear back then and have these lenses and cool stuff. And I really enjoy, traveling and taking really good, photography of things. And so, yeah, I got to see some animals and got to do some things. And I've also won an award for the shot on iPhone stuff. So like my Patagonia picture was like the winner that was selected for the shot on iPhone. So Apple like hit me up and said, hey, we know you're an employee, but can we use it for free and like do whatever we want? I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. So I could do whatever I want with this image too, because I still own the image. It's my image. Shot on an iPhone though. All of these were shot on iPhone, but I also have stuff that's not shot on iPhone. But like, yeah, this one was literally because I couldn't switch out my lens fast enough. That's all. Like I had my big camera lens and I had it on me and I was too close to them. And I was like, I have my phone, let me pull that out. And I'd like to capture this reaction. Wow, that was really beautiful. I'm so glad. It still makes me kind of melt to be in these places, to capture and get these people's expressions, because they're so curious, just like the way I'm curious about them. So definitely do that. Yeah. Aren't you currently, thank you for sure. Aren't you currently building something with like SaaS with stuff? Yeah, I'm basically just kind of experimenting with my code and doing the various things. So I'm new here to your stream. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's a good point. So a little bit about me is that I'm basically trying to do some live streams, and I've been building a lot with Cursor, and it's really helped me unlock a lot in this like COVID era, post-COVID era. And you can do a lot with it, especially if you have some engineering background. And there are people who don't, but you can still take ideas, like this 8-year-old kid who was able to take an idea and code and chat with Harry Potter. So we kind of recreated that a little bit with chatting with transcripts and using some advanced things like, ChatCN and some other types of UI frameworks to try to accomplish those types of things. So just kind of showing you a little bit about our workflow. And so the goal that I'm trying to do here is to try to establish a little bit of my live streams of like coding with Cursor, how I do the things, and people can learn more by watching other people, because that's the way I learned. While I was at Apple, I learned by watching other engineers do their things, go into their office, ask them lots of questions. So by having this stream available, you can kind of do that with me in this nice interactive way. And you get to kind of see what I'm building with and just ask me like how you're doing, that type of thing. Marcus, welcome back. How's it going? I know you went back and out for something and came back. So yeah, we now have like 3,200 people on the stream. Let's go. And we're just keep coming back. So I switched to Cursor today. This is wild. It's probably the best decision you've made so far. And I think Cursor is the next leap in humanity for us, for people who are wanting to take these ideas and put them out and solve simple problems. Now, coding isn't for people who are smart. Coding is there and it's like available for everyone. And I think it's gonna here's my last minute thesis before I drop. But I actually think it's going to create two factions of the world. So people talk about coding in English as a language, but what it's actually going to do as well on the other side of things that people aren't talking about is it's going to strengthen people who write frameworks. So if you're an engineer and you like to go really deep on the performance and really close to the metal, you're like, I really care how pixels are rendered on the screen because I want them to be under several milliseconds of timing. You get really nerdy about chipsets and going really deep on stuff. If you build software that other people can use, they call those frameworks because it's like getting a hammer. If you build the best hammer, everyone's going to use your hammer to build with. And that's basically software in a nutshell. And so if you build the best frameworks, guess what's going to happen? These people up here who don't know how that stuff works, they're going to say, give me an app that works really fast that can talk to OpenAI. And guess what's going to happen? The AI is going to go make the decision and say, hey, this is the best software for that task. I'm going to grab you. So the winners are going to be both sides. People who make the apps, who design them and do those things, but also the lowest side, the lowest level, the people who are the most nerdiest, the people who create that moat for their frameworks and make them buildable and stackable. And that's kind of why I think Vercel is kind of on the next level, and they're not really saying it out loud. But I'm saying it out loud because I can see it. I see you, friends. And that's why I like building with them, because they just keep going ham and going crazy and optimizing their framework. And you don't really have to know all those crazy abstractions unless you really want to and you're an engineer. But if you're talking to it from the AI perspective, we literally use V0, which is something they built to use their frameworks to build the code. So that's kind of that relationship. And we just saw that today, just from getting started, right? Getting started with an idea, putting stuff out there. And for the most part, it works. It's like the 80-20 type of thing. Should I get the paid one? Is it really better that way? You can use the free. It's really on your budget and whatever you're doing. If you're shipping apps for clients, you may want to do the paid version, obviously, so that you can get the stuff that's going. And so your clients are going to be okay with it. It just depends on what you're doing. I'm doing stuff for clients, like that Shopify store that we're using with Next.js, for my friend Snap Studio. My goal with Cursor is a turbo repo to use it for the apps to design a system in Storybook. That would be a game changer for me. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Is it worth it to build wrappers now? Aman, I think if there's anything to learn from that interview that we saw with Peter Levels, that I saw with Peter Levels, is the fact that building apps to solve problems for people and people willing to give you money is kind of the signal. And you can do that faster with AI. It used to take him 1 month to build an app. And that was already with whatever experience he had, 5 years or so. And if you can do that now today with AI in literally 2 hours, and put that out there and put a Stripe link to download. Product market fit, like you can make money. And so that's kind of really what it's all about. Serving people at the end of the day and providing value. If you don't provide value and people aren't willing to give you money, then go work on something else that can do that, right? And so it's just really what you're optimizing for. I'm making some of this stuff really just for me. A lot of the times, like I'm making YouTube videos, I'm making timestamps, like I'm making something, to do timestamps generator. So like timestamps, let's see, timestamp. Oh yeah. So I have this timestamp generator that I basically created. Let me see if I can get the actual app here. So in here, what I do is I drag my SRT file in here. And what it does is it'll take like that 3-hour transcription that we talked about and crunch it for us so that basically like it's a whole 3-hour stream and create timestamps for me for YouTube. So that way it's like super useful. Like I actually, I'm making these tools for myself and then trying to teach other people how I do them so that it can do that for us. And it's just using AI underneath the hood, and it gets this 2-hour, 54-minute transcript, like my first live stream that I just did for that cursor thing. And it generated 12 to 18 timestamps, all, these types of things. Isn't that amazing? Like, that's so cool. And that's just using AI, right, to build these stuff. Are you doing this full time for now? Yeah, basically. Yeah, I feel like the camera thing and turning on the live streams was just a way for me to connect with people and share my joy for what I do. And people like it. And I say, why not do more of it? Because I really enjoy this stuff. And part of it is also, I wish somebody had did this when I was like, I wish YouTube was available, 12 years ago for code the way it is now. And I wish AI was available back then, because boy, like it would have just been nuts. And so I'm kind of reliving that moment now. And I feel like now that I have a lot of experience in the industry, I can share that back with you, and you can learn just by watching, which is the way I learned. I learned by watching other engineers. I went to their office. I said, hey, how does this framework work? I'm doing this. Or I found this bug, please help me walk through this. And people taught me how to do debugging. People taught me how to use the terminal. I mean, there's so many things. I don't have a formal educational background. And, people thought I was smart after a while. I was like, no, bro, like you're smart. I'm asking you questions. Like that's kind of the way it is here. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah. I think that's kind of what you should just, if you're thinking to do content creation, just do it, get started. You're going to need the reps in to do that. So that's what we do here. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we are at for now. I'm going to probably try to wrap it up. Do you have some sort of ideas of Sketchpad? Right now, they're all in my head, to be honest, Yossi. I just go for walks and then try to accumulate them and then try to focus them in on things. I have a Things app. I use Things. And so I have like an inbox where I literally, when I do get ideas, I just put in my things. So I have this massive inbox of ideas, but I try to focus things around like into like a project. So that way it's a little bit more actionable for me. And I could do something with like a project. So that way I don't really lose the idea and it's still there. Whereas I come to bookmark things, I still have them there. Dang, we're almost at 4,000 people. This is absolute bonkers. Wow. 3,998, 4,000 people. We just crossed 4,000 people on the stream. Oh my God. Where's my air horn? I need the air horns right now. This is absolute craziness. I do have these. Yeah. I have rim shot. Oh my gosh. Nuts. Yo. Wow. That's too cheesy. I know. My bad. So, wow. 4,030 people. This is absolutely bonkers. And I really appreciate everyone coming in. I was just kind of wrapping up my stream where we were basically creating an app from scratch. Literally my YouTube transcript app. We're creating this from scratch. And this is kind of where we're doing that there. So, I know what's going on. I don't have the trigger set up for my MIDI pads. So yeah, this is where we're creating an app from scratch to talk to my transcripts. And we have enabled light mode and dark mode. And we have the entire 3-hour YouTube stream that I first did on here, and we're able to ask it questions and then use Cursor to update the app and fix bugs and do changes and like add this like markdown quotes and stuff like that. So if you're interested in building with me, definitely suggest following along if you haven't had a chance to at RayFernando1337. You can find me on YouTube there. Just make sure to subscribe. If you're on X, definitely feel free to add me as a friend and follow. And, we'll do the subscription thing. I think that's just really cool that we're able to build together and do that. Also, if you're looking for the code for the repo that I was just working on, go ahead and reply to go to the stream originally here, and then just go ahead and hit the little quote button and just say, I want the code and I really love the stream, or just share your thoughts, because I definitely appreciate it. And I'm going to send you a DM with the actual repo with the code. And I'll actually have Cursor generate the instructions so we can do that. But yeah, I'm kind of, I need to get some lunch. I haven't had any breakfast, and the longer I talk, it feels like we get like even more people. So like we're like the top stream on X right now. Holy moly. I am honored. I am so honored. So clearly we're happy to be here. I have friends on X to point you to resources as well. And make sure you go follow them. And I need to go get some food. And on that note, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow, the next day. I'm just going to try to keep doing these live streams so that we can show up and build together and show you some workflows. And if you have any questions, please send me a DM, reply to the posts, to the live streams. I look at all the comments, and I'll take that and try to make it into my next video, because that's literally how I got the inspiration to do this video today. And so hopefully you learned something from it. And if not, the video is available on YouTube, so you can just go back and watch the stream again. And then I'm going to make it in the future so you can chat with my videos and my live streams and try to extract information from it, because you can see where we're going with this. All right, kids. Hopefully you're having a great day, and you hopefully have great weekend vibes. I'm chilling here from California. To you, the rest of the world, spread love and peace. Send a happy note. Say something positive to someone. Spread a good message. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.